In this arena, victory does not come easily. With a dominant run through the world rankings, these Finnish warriors will have to rely on one another as they combat their way through the playoffs and towards the Intel Extreme Masters Trophy. Taken to the field of Counter-Strike, it's ENCE Esports. This arena, victory does not come easily. With a dominant...
ENCE versus Team Liquid now set to put itself into gear, and well, who's going to be driving this car is the real question on everyone's mind. We do know there's some ENCE fans that did drive all the way down here, but in the server is where it matters.
There's them and Natu as probably the only positive players, or I mean fans for the likes of ENCE here, right? Because they're going up against it. The way that I want to talk about Liquid is how we talked about FaZe on their CT sides, right? On this map of Mirage, Twist over towards B, Naf playing Catwalk, Nitro swinging around window, Elise locking down Connector, and Stewie anchoring A. That's such a wall, right? That's so scary.
There's nowhere to go.
Scary.
There's nowhere to go.
Where are you going?
When you watch their T-side too, I went over and watched them play Na'Vi. Their T-side is so diverse. They started with these excellent mid controls where they have slightly different variations than what most teams are doing. They molly connector, but then they'll dump a nade right on top of that Molotov. Then they have site hits, you know, multiple site hits for both bomb sites. They are a very deep team on Mirage.
It sounds like we're talking about a mixture of like absolute skill and, you know, well-versed strategy, and Adren behind them. Adren being the coach, he's played for Liquid previously in the past, and he was a very strategic in-game leader.
Now, with that being said, I mean, all it takes is one punch to the face, and you can cower at this crowd and just crumble.
You want to talk about power? How about using the hashtag GameFuelPowerPlays to tell us what plays that you at home want us to break down? You know what? Might as well slide in a cheeky hashtag IM while you're in there. You never know what could pop up here on the ticker below the screen, and it could, in fact, be your tweets or wherever you post in social media.
One question I was always having when I heard about Stewie potentially joining this Liquid roster was, is there a tilt factor? And I think, you know, this could be something on display when the stage is, you know, amplifying every decision, amplifying every little, you know, round or mistake that is made. So if there's ever going to be a case to see cracks, this could be it, Trace.
Now, you want to talk about seeing cracks, and there was a definite crack sort of made with Zeus's departure outside of Liquid. And for this little bit of time that we have left, one thing that we haven't really touched on is the direction outside of the game. We haven't talked about the coaching. We do know they brought in a Adren. Talk to me about what sort of impact that could have, Sean.
Well, Zeus is more of a leader. He's the one that, you know, would dictate how the team operates on a day-to-day. I'm sure he also had a lot of say in weird strategic implementation in important matches. But Adren is that strategic mastermind. He's going to change an entire game plan.
Well, changing the game plan is something they're going to have to look at here. Perhaps things do get a little spicy. And let me just ask you right now where your money is, Chad.
Look, I think that Liquid are the clear favorite here. ENCE are going to have to pull off an absolutely gargantuan performance to get into this. Sergey needs to step on up. He needs to return to that form he had in the minors. You need Alu to go when he was, you know, playing with NIP and being a fantastic AWPer. Everybody needs to contribute right now.
Everyone will. Sean, you contribute your thought?
Yep, Liquid is the best North American team I've ever seen assembled. I have to have them taking this 2-0.
And that's spicy considering you were on a few yourself. Either way, it's going to be Mirage, and that's where we're starting it here in the Spodek. I need you to make a little bit of noise for the commentators. And what is the next quarterfinal? ENCE Esports versus Team Liquid. We've got Jason O'Toole and Vince Hill to deliver it to you.
Yes, thank you, Trace. The best team ever assembled in North America takes the stage here in the Spodek Arena in front of this crowd, taking on ENCE, the hope of Finland. We'll see if they can get it done. It would have to be a massive upset, and they're starting on the T side here on Mirage.
It looks like they're going to be posturing for a pretty fast play as well. Already throwing over the grenade, going to try and get things started hot and heavy. Twist going to be called upon. He has to just back away. They do have the stack on top of the site, though. They have to be very careful of. Ariel's got in for one, and here we go. Nitro in play, but he whiffed everything, leaving Sergej to clean up the rest. Nitro and Leash both go sprawling down, and Stewie 2K is the last man standing.
That's rough. Liquid had the perfect call. They had 4 players at that B bomb site very quickly. A 5th arrives fast as well. They just missed everything. Unusual to see that on Team Liquid, but you have to admire the call, the smart call from ENCE. Just go for a very basic pistol round. First time for a lot of these players on this stage. Take the decision-making out of their hands. Don't let them feel the nerves. Just group up and hit that B bomb site, and it's a solid win. Sergej, so quiet. A lot of eyes on him coming into this major. Hands down the superstar for this team. 3 kills in the pistol round. Hopefully that keeps him awake for the rest of this half. They're going to need him.
They certainly are. We saw earlier the power of pistols from Flamey, getting 2 aces in a row. Pretty much unheard of, especially in a major. But Nitro had the round in his hand, and they just slipped out. Now it's going to slow it down significantly. A couple players over on the mid side, going to be Ariel and X7, but the rest of the T's just factoring outside of Ramp and Palace. They have control of the bomb, but they're not going to pull the trigger just yet, Jason, because they realize that upgraded pistols can be a nightmare when you run into them.
And you just have to assume this buy comes out, so it is kind of a situation where you poke and prod just a bit, see what you're facing against, see this scout in towards CT spawn, if Alicia's going to give that up. Plenty of smokes, plenty of nades utilized on this A bomb site, simulating a full set piece. But it's mid that's going to have the pressure applied. Alu and Ariel starting to work their way forward. Another follow-up smoke. Nobody from Liquid rotated on that fake, on that initial salvo of smokes and flashbangs. Can Liquid read this is coming? It looks like it's forming up to be a mid to B split.
Time dwindling away. No early casualties either. This starting to play maybe into the hands of Liquid somewhat. Solid smoke thrown down. Going to stall the push through an app side, but it's going to be mainly through Catwalk. This is where the Deagles, though, can be such a nuisance, and ENCE deciding once again to turn it up. They're going to be going through connector. This is so risky. 18 seconds to go, and Liquid going to have to try and hold the line. It's Stewie 2K alongside CT boxes, which will be Elise trying to hold this one, but the bomb has been planted, and Stewie 2K has been found and fragged. The danger has somewhat been alleviated, but that was so close. Elise going to try and do as much damage as physically possible. Has already landed the 1 scout headshot, and he's hungry for more. But ENCE in position to shut this down. It's unlikely Liquid get anything else done.
Yeah, they're just going to back away. Well done. Nice adjustment for ENCE when they stalled out at that B bomb site. It will be the 2nd round for the Finnish team. Taking Catwalk, encountering resistance, and coming back towards the A bomb site. Because they had secured mid and Catwalk, they didn't actually have to take the bomb site, which might have been the saving grace. Stewie and Elige could have had a decent crossfire set up with the Deagle and Scout. But planning in front of the boxes neutralizes those positions. Liquid's going to have very little to fight with in this round, but still, with 2 Deagles and a Scout, there is some danger.
Yeah, I do feel that previous round for Liquid is going to definitely give them a bit of confidence too, because if just a couple of kills had gone their way at the end, that could have been all for ENCE.
Yeah, that could have been very, very dangerous. I mean, there was, again, a pretty decent read as well for Liquid, realizing the time was coming out. That was a long path. They still had to make it into the bomb site with 2 players coming in market. They could have been whittled down and just stalled out. A bomb site was really their best option, and it's good of them to have seized that so quickly. Only 2 kills for Team Liquid in these opening 2 rounds, and both of them on Elige. That's scout headshot and 1 in the pistol, I believe. Not a whole lot of damage done to ENCE whatsoever. Do have a technical pause initiated by ENCE. And you can hear the crowd chanting for ENCE. They've become a fan favorite for a long time. It's been building. You could see it in the online community at tournaments. That's just a team that a lot of people are starting to really enjoy rooting for.
Oh, absolutely, and you know, human nature dictates that you typically root for the underdog, and there's no doubting that ENCE are the underdog coming through into this game. Liquid, as Sean said, one of the best, if not the best, NA squad that's ever been assembled. Currently ranked 2nd in the world, had a win against Astralis at the iBuy Masters final, so these guys have been hot. Coming into the group stage too, they breezed through 3-0, looked very good indeed, so I completely understand why a lot of people are getting behind ENCE. A very likable team.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're just kind of fun, and obviously everyone likes rooting for an underdog, and I don't think they're going to remain underdogs for a while, so you're just hoping you convert those fans into long-time ones. Still a timeout here, as you can see the players just chilling. This Team Liquid team, important to note, I mean, remember, because they had such an easy group stage or legend stage, they've had a lot of time off. They've had about 5 days off while ENCE was grinding back from 0 to 2 and playing in all those series and getting all that experience. Now, the Team Liquid team doesn't necessarily need to have those games to kind of learn anything new about their teams so much, but it's just a long time to be sitting in one place doing not much of anything. I mean, obviously going over demos, practicing, but it's a completely different feel to actually playing in official games.
Sure, absolutely. And as you say, I mean, they obviously could have watched ENCE's games, but you never fully know what to expect, especially when the playoffs come around, right? Like we've constantly said this in the major, it's a whole different ball game. You can't necessarily come in with stats and percentages and say, oh, well, this team normally does this, and therefore it's going to play out in the major. Nah, this is completely different all.
То самое чувство, когда ты выбрал ей идеальный подарок.
Just wait for someone to peek into it. That is going to put ENCE on notice. Look at how cautiously they're playing, passively controlling mid from behind the boxes as Alu. Alexi is up there as well, so is Aerial. And Twist is going to get aggressive in the halls. Where's that peek? Not going to take the fight as Twist tucks himself into a corner, chills on the couch. He'll have a fast flank, though, if they commit to the A-bomb site. I think the rough thing right now for Team Liquid is they don't have anyone actually in the A-bomb site. If these players do not move or play aggressive, they're going to get blocked off by the smokes and not be able to have an impact.
Sure, the same could be said for Lige. He's on the outskirts of the CT boxes with his scout. Only 36 health to his name, and here come the blockade of smokes. The set play commences. Flashbangs alongside it. You can see from Lige's point of view, he can't really do anything about this. And Liquid gonna have to wait until the smoke's clear, in which case ENCE will have solid crossfires established and the round should be starved out. This time bomb get planted with about 30 seconds left. Nitro has found Alu, who was weakened from the first encounter, the first skirmish. And hold on a second, Stewie2k has came in with one of his own. Suddenly this is getting into the realms of possibility and ENCE are in trouble.
Yeah, this is very doable. Good kill from X7, but he's got to hold on longer. Here's the creep into the bomb site. It's Stewie cannot finish off that kill. The nade and the Deagle does it, though, and it's just Aerial. 1 versus 3 on the A-ramp. Diffusing the bomb, and Naf is going to end it. He's going to cover his teammates, and Nitro's going to stick the defuse. A full 10 seconds, but it doesn't matter. A turnaround for Team Liquid, starting with early damage.
A scout and a Desert Eagle. That's pretty much all that Liquid had, and now they can pick up 3 AK-47s. They can move into the Augs. Oh dear, ENCE, this is looking poor. After getting the first couple rounds, you thought, okay, that's going to steady the nerves, but this is going to apply the pressure once again.
Really nicely done from Team Liquid there. Obviously, the early damage helps, and that is going to be the first obstacle for ENCE. This is where we're going to see how do they handle the pressure, because that is, in this kind of an environment, as a player who's never been here before, that is going to make your stomach just sink. That is going to make you feel really nervous and really disappointed in yourselves. You're not able to move that forward, but they have a timing on this A-bomb site. Liquid going for mid control on the CT side, and the A site is now open. They're going to have to recover, and Alu's got that first pick. And all up in his hands, I don't know if they expected it. Naf goes down.
Yeah, and Liquid have been forced back again. They're going to be looking for another retake. Here comes the spray. Aerial's going to get the better of Twists. And with Twist's death, the round may very well follow. Bomb's been planted, couple kills traded, but still in favor of ENCE. Oh no, Stewie2k's came in with 3 in quick succession. Sergey's down to 2, make it 0, and X7 has to try and clutch. It's a similar position that Nafly got the 1 dig in the round prior. The spray can't come in quick enough. And Stewie2k with a 4K is going to get it done for Liquid.
And he looks so casual. He's taking up the gum chewing as well. But this is what Stewie brings to the table for this Liquid team. He is someone who can just turn the tides of a round, turn the tides of a situation. And this is so beautiful. Coming through the smoke as well. No one from ENCE is expecting getting 3 fast kills. Give them the opportunity. 4 total in the round. And that's a huge impact for Stewie on stage for Liquid.
Another one that ENCE will feel gutted they let slip through their fingers. It was theirs. A retake completely stacked against Liquid, but this is one of the reasons why they are regarded as the second best team in the world. Some would even say they edge Astralis, but they're definitely up there in the debate. And now ENCE on the back foot in a position where they're about $3,000 or just below in a couple of their players. Will they go for the Force? I'm kind of hoping it's more of a half buy.
Yeah, you want, if you're, again, I mean, I'm going to keep harping on this kind of the young and inexperienced nature of the lineup in this kind of an environment. I mean, they took a timeout just now, which I think is smart as well. You're going to calm them down. That's 2 rounds that were really, really disastrous for morale. They turn around with against just a scout and a couple of deagles. Now you have a round where you're up, what, 5-on-2, and you end up losing that in a retake scenario. So yeah, get the guys to calm down, tell them to brush it off, and you want to make sure early on in this game, as many times as they possibly can, you get those full buys out with the AKs and utility. Give them the best chances to build some momentum. And forget about the stakes of this match.
Edward said something very interesting for the RV game, that when he's playing, the only thing he focuses on is the screen. I feel like ENCE are going to have to take a note out of that book here. Focus on the prize at hand.
Edward's been competing in this game on the biggest tournaments for, you know, over a decade, so that's a learned skill, not necessarily automatically acquired by everyone.
Well, the Finns known for their iron resolve. We'll have to see if that ends up passing the test. So far, so good for Liquid, bouncing back after a 2-0 deficit, but there's not a great deal for them to counteract against in this round. Just a few upgraded pistols and a smoke in play. ENCE have mid-control, but only half the battle. Stewie 2K, of course. Who else is going to play aggressive and try and take the fight to the oncoming Ts? I mean, Liquid really have everything locked down here. They don't need to make a great deal of movement, but now that Nitro's been found, that's going to put a certain spanner in the works. The bomb has been spotted by Stewie, though, and this is going to be very difficult for ENCE to get their hands back on, especially with that smoke in their eyes. It's going to be a massacre.
Yeah, X7, that's about all you can do is try and beat the smoke. Alexi now knows he fell. Spam comes through, doesn't connect. Elige able to find one in the bomb site. Finally, he goes down. 9 seconds left. Can they actually make it to the site? They're getting great kills, though. This is huge. Even if they can't get this plant in time, which I think they will just have it. No, he missed it. He got into the site, and now they have to live. There's no way for them to go down. They need to salvage those weapons towards CT spawn. Alexi's got Nog, but that's great damage to the Liquid economy. You can have a buy here still. Alu cannot pick up much, but Alexi with that salvage AUG can have a solid buy, and AK is across the board as well. It's Alu who's going to be put on the back feet. Taking money away. But it's still 3-2 for Liquid as they take the lead.
Yeah, there's certainly some positives, though, in that round prior. As you say, taking some damage away. Stewie on $150, 600 for NAF. ENCE in with a force. It's only going to be a Desert Eagle for Alu, though. Aggression seems to be the way forward for the Finns, and Nafly has been struck down by X7's AK. And with his death, the bomb site will follow. Now, does Aerial decide to go aggressively here? They still have plenty of nades to play with, but so do Liquid. And we've already seen that Stewie 2K can come in, all guns blazing, and retake this site. Bomb ticking away, the CT's now starting to move in, flashbang in, Stewie 2K gets one, but gets instantly counteracted. But X7's also fallen, so it's an even 3-on-3. A smoke and a flashbang, the nades definitely favoring the Finns alongside the positioning. This should be their round, but we've been here a few times before. Bomb planted out for them to train for the go against. Alexi B and Sergey, how's this happening? Alu's going to go down finally. Do they have enough time?
Yes, he's got a kid. He's going to be able to grab it. Elige finishing it off. 2 kills for him, 2 for Twist, and another stellar retake for Team Liquid. But if you're ENCE, some of the positives you're going to take out of these first 6 rounds is going to be, we're getting into this site, we're getting the bomb planted, and if we clean up these post-plant situations, we're going to win one of these eventually, you'd at least hope. Nice job from Team Liquid, 4-2 now. AK's again coming out for ENCE, still no AWP for Alu. The devs talked about all the different looks Team Liquid is going to give you. We'll see if they change it up here. Nitro is going to be in towards window, AWP. You're not going to have a free plant in that bomb site all the time, or a retake. You're going to have to battle for it. And Nitro waiting for the play through underpass.
Decides to back away just as the Finns are getting into position. X7 and Alexi B looking to maybe make a move in connector. A-side has yielded them a bunch of bomb plants, even though they have conceded the round, so they'll feel pretty good about this side of the map, but Nitro wasn't too far off spotting on the connector. They're now making a move into jungle. Liquid have no idea what's about to happen, and Stewie 2K's been caught.
What an awkward timing and what courage to just walk up connector. Nitro's in a tough spot. He knows they can peek him close. There's the flashbang. X7 doesn't turn the corner. Spares Nitro's life for the moment, but he's blocked off from helping his teammate. Nitro cannot go through that smoke. He knows they're close. There's the peek from Sergey. Elige has that. Two young stars going head-to-head, and Elige cannot build upon it.
Are we going to have deja vu once again, though? ENCE post plant with the player advantage, positional advantage, going to get traded out evenly. So ENCE still have the player in form, and Alu's now starting to make a move around Kitchen. If he can wrap around CT, we haven't really seen this from the T so far, but they pretty much vacated the bomb site at this stage. It's just Aerial by himself in ramp, and he's very low on 12. So Alu's going to get a move on. You can hear the footsteps to his left-hand side. This should be it. This should be the round-winning play. Double spray down, and ENCE are going to pick up a third.
And now he's got his up as well. A great flank from Alu. Liquid running down the clock on the retake, and it gives Alu the time for that. And that was bound to happen at some point. As I just mentioned, if you're ENCE, you're loving the fact that you're at least getting into this bomb site. And it just comes down to timing as well. Nitro actually peeked towards connector, just barely missed it, unlucky by about 1 second to spot those players in connector, and Stewie never had any idea.
So now you can really see where those previous rounds that went very close are going to sting for Liquid. They can't afford to bounce back with a full rifle round. They're going to have to dip down to half-buy territory. And whereas the Deagles were rattling heads earlier, no more. The Legion twists have been found and fragged. Now ENCE with a massive chasm in their favor. Going to play it slow and steady. There's no reason to run into these pistols. They've already been on the receiving end of a battering from the Desert Eagles.
Just straight mid-control. Play it slow from here. They haven't... It's not the harshest reset of Liquid's economy. They're going to be able to buy in the next round. Everyone's sitting over 2,000. Nitro, I think he might even be able to have the AWP if he wants to give up some utility. But you have to say, coming into this, obviously the pistol round helps, but pretty impressive from ENCE. I think answering some of the questions about their nerves, about how they'll be able to play, and so far the early return being able to go blow for Team Liquid with Team Liquid early on. A great chance to get up to 4-4. I don't think you could start this game out better if you're ENCE.
Yeah, many people thought Liquid would bulldozer over them. Definitely has not been the case. However, time is starting to dwindle away. Stewie 2K flashed out with a Desert Eagle in hand. How many players can he find? Just the one. Didn't really have a chance to do any more. A solid avenge kill came in from X7. And Nitro and a lonely CZ will look for some exit frags, but this round is done.
Obviously can't salvage that AK-47 on Sergey, but yes, just wants to find one of the rifles on ENCE on their escape so he can pass it over. Still a low economy situation for Liquid.
Yeah, an AK would be fantastic from his perspective, but it just doesn't look like it's going to bear any fruit. May find a player around ladder room. Going to be jumping across. It's going to be Aerial that's there. Oh, find him, but it's not going to be an AK that he can pick up. At least does chip away some of the economy in his way out, though.
Yeah, they would have loved to have had that, but the kill is enough for the moment. All tied up 4-4. Here come the Augs again. Here come the high fives. And Liquid, they would love to start just go on a tear here. They're going to take a timeout. They know they want to set themselves up. Look at the 4 rounds that they win. That is wild. 3 of them are defuses. 1 of them was a 2-on-2 they end up winning as the time runs out. They have not actually had a whole lot of easy round wins. ENCE applying a lot of pressure early on, and this is where they say we want to make our stand, plant your feet in the ground, and start to run up your own score line on this defensive half of Mirage.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, 3 defuses, and in 3 of those rounds, they only kept 2 players alive. So they're really just about on that threshold of being able to keep their economy going forward. So in this round, no defuse kits, a FAMAS for Stewie, only 1 Molotov in his hands. So they've got enough firepower to make a go of this, but make no mistake, they are on the brink of a collapse again. ENCE are in very good shape.
Here we go, Alu has control of mid. He's moving that catwalk very fast, and Elige is going to be there, but so is Nitro. That's all the way back from Ticket Booth. No real chance for Alu, no nades to support that kind of a push. Smokes come up. Late. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication or mistiming on those. Nitro waiting. There is a deep smoke for ENCE, so they can make their way over towards mountain boxes. Alexi's going to lead the way, clearing. The close angles. Stewie staring up. The op on the T side, X7 is in mid as well. That's going to be no help during this hit, during this attack of the A bomb site, but ENCE is slow playing it for the moment.
They're playing a bit demure this time, a bit more shy and reserved. ENCE, knowing just how important this round is, especially after losing Alu in such a somewhat of a free way. No smoke onto connector. Nitro made the most of it. Oh, X7, perfect crosshair placement. What a shot onto Nitro, evens up the odds, applies the pressure now onto A. Once again, Stewie 2K with his back to the oncoming Ts, but with X7's death, it does make it a lot more likely that Liquid can hold the line. Flash is being expertly driven into the site, Nafly on the wrong side of the smoke, but it is going to clear momentarily, and ENCE know it, they're going to have to get into position. Here comes Stewie, able to get one, nearly a second. Nafly comes out worse around that trade. Oh, Aerial triples up. This now can possibly go the way of ENCE, and it has. Out of nowhere, Aerial gets a triple.
He turned. He turns that round in stunning fashion because they were stuck. They had nowhere to go. Their smokes were clearing as well. And I guess the Finns live up to their reputation of just ice in the veins. I didn't think X7 was going to have an impact, and Nitro goes for a jump peek for information, just gets punished. This is great from Aerial. Missed opportunity for Nap, which you don't see in Liquid. Rare, they seem tentative to take some of those fights inside of the site. That's not the Liquid we know. And ENCE is taking advantage. It now a 5-4 lead for the underdogs.
Economy shatters, as does Elige's head. Sergey with his AK-47 puts it to good use. Stewie sees a plethora of oncoming Ts, and he will find the same fate. This round certainly looking a whole lot easier for the Finns, but Nitro perched up on Tollbooth could strike. No, Alexi B's going to shut him down. This is much more like it from ENCE.
And now they're going to get money building up behind this. And now they're going to get the crowd building up behind them. They've been waiting for a moment to cheer for ENCE, and a 6-4 lead has gotten them there. But so much cash behind ENCE. Liquid is going to have to burn so many wins, so much money. They're going to have to win 2 or 3 rounds in a row before this will kind of disappear. And it'll take them really, really far, really deep into this half.
And credit to ENCE too, after losing all those close rounds that went the way of Liquid, you thought, okay, well, this is where the collapse starts. This is where Liquid start to put some serious road between them and their adversaries, but really hasn't been the case. Ali's going to get flashed out, going to have to pull back after getting a bit of an aggressive position in mid.
Nitro stuck. I think Alexi, I don't know if he actually spotted him, might just be going for a spray, and he's going to get hit in the face with that grenade, and it drops at his feet. You do hate to see that. Another deep smoke being put out by Liquid at the base of Connector. It's Elige waiting behind it. Alexi jumping is going to get taken down. Not expecting Elige to be in there as well, who might have to fight his way out of Connector, and he's not going to win it. He does dink aerial at the last second. That opens up Catwalk for the moment, but Naf is here to shut it down. This time, ENCE getting spread a little bit thin. No one to support Aerial as he pushes his way up Catwalk.
Aerial is in some fine entry fragging form. He's finding kills every single round, and similar to how the last round started with Nitro putting things up, this time ENCE can't quite avenge quick enough.
This is a B play, no doubt. Naf will be able to spin on Catwalk and help Twist out if it's needed. Molotov goes past him. Are they going to expect this off angle? There's the smoke. Twist can peek a little wider the blind, but he still sprays him down. A tough angle for them to deal with in a second. Sergey wanted the backstab, and he doesn't get any opportunity for it. Liquid close the gap to 1.
Yeah, only losing Elige in the process, going to do the world of good. Twists holds on for dear life. I think he may have just seen the barrel before the flashbang fully detonated in his eyes, but he could definitely hear the footsteps anyway through the smoke. But well held. And still have a round lead and a very healthy buy of their own.
Ooh, Alu in front of this. This could actually really hurt Twist, but he predicts it. Drops a nade right at his feet. The jump spotting is going to be where he might have his chance, and the smoke plumes, he gives away his play. Oh, and right through the smoke, pushing up. That doesn't happen every day, but Twist is going to love it. So is Liquid, a 5-on-4.
X7's tilted right now. He's done. Alu's also been tagged up from Twist. I believe it was a grenade that was tossed in B-App, so a rough start for the Finnish squad. Alexi B, though, going to be looking to try and make something happen. He could maybe spray through this smoke of his own. There's the first. They may not expect a double up, though. Elige got a kill from here in the rounds previously. That may give ENCE pause for thought. And there's Alexi B. He is going to find Elige. They turn the advantage in their favor.
Yeah, he's not caught unawares as well. I think the plan there, Nitro and Elige just saying, surely you won't expect it twice. Alexi saw Naf running by. Doesn't want to make the play, jumps over the spot. His job is to control window room, make sure no one can come through that hole to rotate over to help Stewie. Close towards a ramp. There's not going to be anyone there, but he's always got to be worried about it. You can see him checking. 2 different angles, and it all comes down to timing in this position. Again, Stewie with an opportunity to change this round. There's the play towards the boxes, but he's going to hold strong. Another double kill for Stewie. He is clinging to this A-bomb site for dear life, and he's delivering for Liquid another as he pops back up.
Such is the danger of trying to move onto a site with just 15 seconds and not many grenades. There's always going to be one angle that goes unchecked, and Stewie will pounce. 6 apiece. Now ENCE cannot afford to rebuy. So the pendulum of this half now goes back in Liquid's favor.
For the moment, we've seen ENCE is still so deadly, and obviously 6, they're going to be so happy with that on their T side. If they can get just one more, that would turn this into a phenomenal half for an opening on a stage and for the stakes of this quality. Stewie's been so good over at the A-bomb site when he's inside. And equally, ENCE has done a great job of gaining control and finding kills in connector. Nitro's going to be there again, and another one for Alexi. He's loving this fight. Nitro gets caught just a little bit slow, and do they choose to come through that smoke to help him out? Nowhere for Elige again. All on Stewie. He needs more. He knows one's above him, and he adjusts perfectly. Continues the spray, and he's somehow still alive. Naf bails him out, but again, Stewie is just the rock on this side of the map.
Alexi did get rewarded with an AWP, but unfortunately there was 2 or 3 smokes stacked in his eyes on connector, so never got a chance to use it. Look to see if he can ripple with some more kills and try and bring down that economy into the next round. As you say, I mean, ENCE is still in very good shape for this half.
I think the really difficult part that Liquid's going to have to deal with now is if you go back to the gun rounds, they lost a round by just 2 players walking up with no sign they were coming and being able to get a free kill on a Stewie who had no clue it was coming. So they've won around that way, and they've also been able to pick people off. So Liquid puts players in connector to kind of guard against that kind of a play, and then they lose those players, you know, 3 rounds in a row. So ENCE has a pretty good advantage in terms of that connector and mid control. We'll see if they can use it. Alexi's just going to save this AWP for Alu in the next round, who will drop him an AK-47 in return, and he's got plenty of money for armor and the nades behind it. But Liquid once again regain the lead.
They certainly do, only losing 2 players in the process from that pistol play. Alexi successfully holds on to the AWP, didn't really want to send any more players into death, and Stewie, he's been on some fine form here. 15 kills with over 110 ADR to his name. Can't argue with that. Has been a linchpin on the A side of the map, which has been heavily pressured. I mean, ENCE have typically been going for these mid-A hits over and over again.
It's one of the great luxuries that this team has. I mean, you have Stewie at 15 kills, but you have Elige, Naf, and Twist who can all step up and carry this team through a half at any point. Just today, it happens to be Stewie who's the one delivering. Even Nitro being able to fill that role at times. Liquid talked about Stewie coming in. They knew they'd have to make some changes. Remember, Twist used to be their A bomb site anchor, and they've given up that for Stewie, and it's looking good in this match. Twist having a couple nice rounds over at the B bomb site as well.
Yeah, the impact that Twist has had has been significant. I mean, obviously his stats don't look great, but that is the life of a B site player, especially when you're not getting pushed that often. He's had a couple of shots through smokes and flashbangs that completely stopped B hits. But ENCE early on, picking shrapnel out of their teeth. They've taken a lot of nade damage, just chipped away. Really going to play into the Augs on the side of Liquid now. Playing more forward positions too, not hanging back on the CT boxes. ENCE do have some nades to play with, but they're actually going to be going out dry. Just seeing if Alu can get a pick before they start to make a move in. Solid timing on that smoke, but actually will afford ENCE the luxury of moving on to Tetris.
I think they're fine with that because Liquid they're not playing with an AWP. They'll let him get close. There go all the utility into the site. Good opening kill from Stewie, but he's so blind. Can't trade that one off. Naf, still a job to do. I don't know if Sergey's going to swing wide, but they need to clear this angle out. He knows one's there, looking for Alu, looking for anyone. Now going to start creeping forward. Naf can stop this plant. He can ruin all of this, and he's going to be able to do it. Now they have to push forward, try and find a way, and they have one of their players in mid. This is going to be so difficult for ENCE.
12 seconds left. Naf caught with a grenade out. Caught napping. And now they can retrieve the bomb. Both players on the CT side. 5 seconds to go. They're going to go for the plant. There's no one that can stop them. It's all about how much damage can Liquid inflict on the approach back in. Neither team has any grenades other than a flashbang. To the hands of Nitro, he's going to toss it up and over and look to try and move behind it. Does land on Sergey, who's on Tetris, but that's only half the battle. The rest is going to come down to Twist. We were talking about how well he was playing earlier on B. Now it's going to have to be the opposite side of the map, and everything is stacked against him. Only 48 health left, has a kit but no smokes, and the positions for ENCE are so strong. This round's surely going to go the way of the Finnish team.
Just another great round. Getting into that A bomb site. Naf wanted to use that Molotov to slow down any Palace play, and X7's going to get the final. A couple of these players on Team Liquid are so poor, I don't know what they'll be able to bring to fight with just upgraded pistols. ENCE really exploiting this A bomb site, and they've attacked it in a couple different ways, and Liquid have not been able to have the right reads every single time. Naf almost able to turn that round, but not to be. All tied up 7-7. Who's going to take the lead into the second half? Stewie in the window. He's got an AWP. He gives up the armor. He gives up the nades. He gives up the kit just to have this weapon. Proficient with it as well.
In terms of the purchase, it definitely favors ENCE. Lack of weaponry, lack of grenades, only the one kit. Glass cannon.
The two pistols for Liquid are actually guarding this A bomb site, which is interesting. Twist has an AUG and he's over towards B, which has not gotten a lot of attention throughout this half. So it is intriguing to me that Liquid has decided to put the two pistols at the bomb site that's gotten more attention. Maybe they thought ENCE was going to try and fake them out by luring them into that sense that they've exploited A so they can go to B. But again, it's just going to fall into another A hit. Contact as well up this A ramp, letting Alu lead the way.
The A play about to be evoked from ENCE with 45 seconds left. More not enough time to get up close and personal. Sergey finds the leash, had to play aggressively, and Nitro. A pivot point for maybe a retake has been found, and it's looking great for ENCE to get through off this first half in the lead. Stewie2K, Naf, and Twists may have a few things to say about that. And no, Stewie2K has been silenced. Alu, his opposite number with the AWP, is going to go massive with another kill. And if they shoulder peek him, he'll get more. Oh, they just peek out behind the flashbang. Nafly in a 1-on-5 can only get one. And ENCE will be leading at halftime.
A stunning show from ENCE. They answered a lot of questions. The nerves don't seem to be too bad for the Finns. Even responding. An early obstacle of losing 4 in a row, and ENCE take a lead into the second half. We're going to see how that goes when we return from the break. Stay with us.
He needed Aerial to help him out. Now he's all alone. Nitro is thinned out the herd.
Welcome back to IEM Katowice's second half of the second quarterfinal. ENCE taking on Team Liquid, and they take an 8-7 lead into their defensive side. That was a stunning performance in the first half, surprising a lot of people with their poise on a big stage, most of them for the very first time. They have put tournament favorites Team Liquid in a hole that is going to be tough to dig out of, but they've got to start on this pistol round. Stewie bailed them out so much in the first half. Someone from Liquid has got to step up next to him.
So many clutches in that first half as well. Could be a monster of a half for ENCE, but of course they've got to hold on. And Liquid going to go aggressive through mid. It was ENCE going on to A. They're going to decide to go away through connector, but they're wrapping around into window already. Now Alexi B's going to see a couple of players, going to smoke himself into safety. He needed Aerial to help him out. Now he's all alone. Nitro is thinned out the herd. He's picked up 3. Somehow with the Glock. And Liquid in solid position to pick this second pistol up now.
That pistol round is so sick. They get up connector, and they just have players watching every angle while their teammates move forward. They had all peaks covered. Nitro with some great shots. Elysian Naf to finish it off. 8-8, we're all tied up again. This has been neck and neck the whole way through. Nitro, you can see, he's the one covering that player along the wall, running up, and then eliminates. Burst fire over the top, a beautiful switch. Would realize the AWP is a possibility, and if they didn't, they surely know now. Stewie's lucky to get away with his life. He backs out of connector. Now they all could reconvene towards B. Catwalk is exposed as well.
Yeah, the warning shot rippled out. Now Stewie 2K has been found. Alexi B gonna get 2 of his own, just watching for the flashback. Sprays on point, gets 4 in total. Locking it down, 3, pardon me, actually. His teammate came in with 2. But the result is the same, with Liquid being smacked away from B site.
You can see the power of the AUG when you just have it scoped in, holding an angle. Stewie jumping around the corner is an easy target. He's meant to create some space for his teammates, but just hold the trigger, don't move. Alexi's got 2, and the other AUG rings out as well from X7. Nice round for ENCE, not only winning it, but really cementing their grip of the economy with pretty much a clean win.
Thinking about a fast play, Nitro at least.
It feels like they might be. They did the same thing last round. They took a lot of nade damage for it. I think they're just going to try and set up a play for later on in this half. Make sure that those B defenders get used to seeing those flashbangs come out, these smokes as well. This one I think they'll commit with just the pistols. They might wait for any kind of counter nades or counter Molotov. I have 2 more smokes. They can throw again in just a little bit to block off Catwalk. Alexi's there as well. But Alu has rotated to market, and he's not budging. Aerial's in connector. He's going to have a fast flank if he wants it.
They're really trying to burn as much of these grenades as possible. Of course, these are going to have to be replenished later on. X7 still patiently waits. There's been no maneuver through the smoke just yet. Now he's going to start to be drawn back. Here come the pistols. There's some Kevlar behind it as well, but they're stuck in no man's land with X7 spraying wildly from the back of the site. He's dropped 3 alongside his teammate of Aerial, and it's looking pretty much over, a done deal, with ENCE taking the lead once more, but Liquid will have a buy incoming.
ENCE didn't bite on any of those fakes. Obviously, the smokes thrown initially for Team Liquid, designed to get some counter utility out. When the follow-up smokes come, more counter utility is used, but no one's rotating away from that B bomb side. Liquid's trying to say, yeah, we're just going to throw these smokes to make you feel like it's a B hit, but we might be going back to A, and you have to be honest about it. ENCE didn't care whatsoever. 3 players there. By the time the second fake came out, there was a 4th. Even with the opening 2 kills, still would have been a battle. Back in the hands of Liquid are AKs and a Galil, but they've got a 1-round deficit. This time the bomb lining up outside of A. Smokes in mid, window, catwalk, and connector designed to limit the amount of information. And ENCE giving a new look on their defense as well.
Yeah, Ariel going to go and peek out, but there are now smokes being deployed. Jungle and connector's side going to start to make a little move through. Meanwhile, classic T-strat. 2 players coming up. Oh no, Stewie's found himself. Alexi B partially through the smoke. That's going to keep ENCE on their tiptoes now.
It also gives a warning to Liquid that they had information that no one was in mid, so you have to be careful about that A bomb site. There could be more defenses there than they initially thought, so that's a huge kill and a huge amount of information for Stewie to find. Remaining aggressive though, ENCE still knows that there's no presence in mid. And Ariel's gonna actually start flanking underpass. All this, you can understand why he believes this is the hit that's coming in, but it's the wrong way. Sergey is gonna have so much to do. Alu rotating over as well. Liquid have found the timing, but do they seize it?
And now that Alu's gone back in, and they have another player in the form of X7 making a move over, it seems that Liquid, they had this in the palm of their hands, but they've waited too long. However, with plenty of smokes, the set play coming into fruition, it may not end up mattering a great deal. Alu's gonna snatch at his shot, misses out on both of them. As a result, the A site has been taken pretty comfortably. X7's going to hold on. There's also a flank. Ariel's now making a move through Palace. They're not going to get the plant down with about 8 seconds to go. But can Ariel do any damage? No, he can't. The Liege holds the line with the AK. That was everything for this round. If Ariel gets the better of him, it's well and truly back on. And X7 going to get caught from Stewie 2K's AWP.
You want to talk about narrow margins of victory. If Ariel actually decides to go towards T-ramp, he might just win that round straight up. Very low HP people to cover the flank from that position, and also if you could stop that bomb being planted, because it's just a little bit quicker to get involved in the action. Great awareness from Liege. He might have heard a footstep, but that spinning kill is not an easy one to get. 10-10, another good round for Stewie, and another timeout called by ENCE. It's going to be their second as they talk things through. They have 3 players with plenty of money, but Ariel and Alexi have almost nothing. Not enough to drop. This might be a round where they invest in armor and pistols and drop some pistols over to Ariel and Alexi and see what you can get. We're starting to get into the crunch time of this map when economic decisions can weigh so heavily.
Oh, they're going for it as well, you know. They've dropped an MP9. Double AWPs in play with an MP9 and UMP. This puts their grenade total at a very low amount, though. And only 1 kit, Moses. As you say, this is the kind of purchase that could sting ENCE horrifically going forward.
If Liquid is going to realize that it's coming. They are going to play it cautiously in case there's any trickery across the map, but I don't know if you'll expect the double ops. Alexi's got one towards A, Alu has the other, and he's also at the A bomb site. 4 players actually here for ENCE. X7 haven't felt any of that fast pressure towards the B bomb site. The early aggressive postures, throwing nades in towards B to simulate a B rush, have not done their work the way that Liquid would have liked it. The question with this kind of utility, does ENCE ever feel nervous and want to go find information? Do they ever want to see what's coming? Only 3 smokes now.
Negligible damage to Ariel. He's not going to be too bothered by that. And at the same time, Liquid may think that ENCE are onto pistols and armor. May start to move in and be worried about a potential stack.
Well, another round, they found a great timing onto this B bomb site, but they need to get there now. Alexi's just rotated over. He's going to make that stronger with this AWP. There's the AUG, a tough angle to deal with. He's got 2 quick ones. That's the 2nd time he's been effective there, and Alexi rings out with the sniper. And Liquid have nothing left. Back away. ENCE going to grab a lead, and this flank could actually take everything away from Liquid.
And their money is so low, it's why they're trying to save. They want to hold on to this open AK-47. Their sense is tingling, though. They realize this rotation could be coming in, but that smoke's not going to stay there forever. Crowd well and truly getting behind ENCE as they're going to take away Nafly. Can they get rid of the AWP? This would be a massive advantage going forward. It doesn't look likely. They're going to be happy with the round win and 4 players going down.
Yeah, remember they didn't have very much money as well, so they'll sacrifice 1 happily, but they won't send more than that. This angle has been tough for Liquid to clear out, and I think if Liquid are going to go back to this B bomb site, they might want to send the Halls players first to at least take X7's attention away, because they seemingly have nothing designed to neutralize that spot.
It was a bit one-dimensional in the end, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to LXCB's org work. Now going to be using the AWP for his team. In the exact same position. That grenade could do a bit of chip damage to Nitro, but nothing too serious or severe. Liquid have pretty much forfeited any kind of mid-control here, though.
Well, to this round, they don't really have the weaponry to fight for it, and they're very light on utility, even though they're fully invested, so it's going to be tough to kind of battle with just the pistols. You need those smokes to close the gap, and you have to eventually use them to get onto a bomb site, so we're back into a B hit, where this defense has been strong. X7 is here. LXCB can be rotated very quickly. ENCE has done such a good job on the CT side of having information, remaining aggressive in certain scenarios so they can know what's coming. This time they'll have no idea, but Nitro, he's got to be the aggressor with the AWP, trying to bait out a shot, and it's all down to the timing of this peak. There's Alexi tagged halfway now. They know. Flashbang comes out. He wants to go for more, but he better not peek. They're not blind. He's spamming through. An awkward headshot onto Elige, and Naf is low as well. And now all of ENCE is here. And Liquid know that they're just shut down. No path forward, and again, ENCE hold on.
Yeah, X7's amount of damage that was just inflicted instantly put them on the back foot. They're going to try and recoup and regather and head towards the A side. But that's right into the embracing arms of Sergey with his AWP. Aerial tossed in the Molotov just to help his teammate out. And Elige is looking to see if he can find the rotators with his Desert Eagle, but it's not going to be happening. Liquid really have no options at this stage. They're going to try and hold on to the AWP again, of course.
This is so awkward, though, that they're saving these weapons. I mean, Twist and Elige have $0 and $50. They're not going to get any bonus money. So they're going to be stuck another round on Deagles. This is going to be really, really tough down the stretch for them to get out any kind of really strong buy. ENCE is playing lights out at the moment. They have stared down some of these attacks from the Liquid offense, and they haven't blinked. They've just held on. It's really, really great to see. Answering a lot of questions for the following maps in this series. So Liquid, many people's favorites to make it to the grand finals. Many people have pegged this as the event where they finally upset Astralis, perhaps in those grand finals, to take the trophy. And they have an obstacle early on in this playoff run, just the quarterfinals. Down 2 rounds, no money to work with. It's a lot of tough decisions for Liquid to make if they're going to try and come back in this half.
And even if they do navigate over these hurdles and best ENCE, they've got Na'Vi coming up next in the semifinals. It doesn't get any easier.
No, it really doesn't.
They look pretty good against FaZe. Here we go. Can they close it out? Liquid backs against the wall. ENCE have been looking fantastic on their CT side. And again, just an open play, courtesy of another save. Finn's in prime position, but Alu and LXCB both with their ops. They're gonna find frags and make another one for Alu.
This switch into the double op has been so deadly. As the crowd chants out Alu's names. What a stunning performance, and Liquid don't have an answer for it quite yet. They might just want to fall into a simple set piece, either onto the A bomb site, much like ENCE was doing. At least get in and get the plant, force those ops into a retake. I mean, round 20, Liquid wins that. The next round, ENCE pick up the double ops and just shut them down. Now 3 rounds in a row. And it almost looks like Naf is setting up to save again. He's waiting for Twist to come up catwalk. There's 50 seconds. They need to do some economic damage.
Yeah, with the economy starting to boom, if they don't take any players down, it's just not good enough at this stage. To try and chip away a player or two here on ENCE. Twists and a Desert Eagle. He's had a bit of a quiet game again, though, was the B defender. Gonna boost Naf up. Can he find any players down on the bench? Yes, he can. LXCB caught napping. We're gonna bullet perforating through his head. Now this does give Liquid a chance. They do have control of the bomb, and Naf has found himself a kill on X7. We've got a round of it now, ladies and gentlemen. The bomb's going to get planted. And ENCE going to have to try and retake. Naf going to take the risk of going into apps. He has struck once again. He's going to have to come out with a 1-on-2 clutch plus an ace if he's going to pull this out the hat. ENCE breathing down his neck. Smoke going to get deployed onto the site and try and skew the mission. Oh, what a flick onto Csgo that is! And now Nafly going to use that smoke to his advantage, just pulls back to the van. Waiting, anticipating an Alu push. He comes through the shadows! Oh, that's ineffable from Nafly! That's absolutely sensational!
What a map-saving round from Naf. We've seen him do it in the past. He doesn't care whatsoever. This pressure we know doesn't get to him, but this is unforgivable for ENCE to lose this round. A 5-on-2, no utility. Naf does all the entries with the AWP. Some phenomenal flicks. And Liquid pull out a miracle. And now look, what a turnaround the money for ENCE. If Liquid win this round, that would just be so gunning. They would have nothing left to spend moving forward. They would have to save. And Liquid would gain control of the map and the economy down the stretch. There's a slow peek. Alu can't connect it.
How the tides turn in just one play. An ace, a clutch, and now ENCE. Their resolve is going to get tested again. Naf going to make moves. He had quite a quiet map until that point.
Yeah, you were waiting for that impact we know he's capable of. Aerial heard him just drop down. He's on A ramp, but ENCE have to know that there's at least one player waiting at A ramp. The other 4 in mid. And the question becomes, does Naf turn into a lurk? Peering up to catch off a rotator at the moment. Someone to peek down towards A ramp for information. Aerial's got such a good spot, though I don't think anyone's going to be baited into it. Liquid must win this round. They've had such a tough time against the double op. They've taken those 2 ops away. It's just the 1. But now they need to find an entrance, and Naf can't do it with the AK. The AUG still reigns supreme. And that 1 smoke is just blocking the other half of this Liquid attack. No one could help Naf try and get that entry. No one could trade the kill. And now this flank becomes a huge point of danger.
Just 30 seconds left, but is Aerial going the wrong side? It looked like he was going to start to make a move around mid. Now he's getting into ramp. And the last player of Nitro about to get caught from him. ENCE battle back with a flawless, clean round.
That looked so flat from Liquid. They were never once in that round the aggressors. Maybe not peeking up towards A ramp. But it seemed like they were just waiting for someone to walk into their crosshair, and they're spending so much time in these centralized positions that it gives time for the defense to collapse upon them. And maybe some frustration from Stewie. And it's back to pistols, back to nothingness for Liquid. 11-13.
Well, that's the thing, right? Liquid have a phenomenal NAF round, but apart from that, it has seemed quite flat on this half. So you cannot assume that one player is going to come out with performances like that time and time again. If you're not getting the fundamentals and the basics down, ENCE will continue to punish you.
This half to me for Liquid feels like there's just been no energy in it. Like they're doing all the right, I mean, as the guest spoke, very strong fundamentally. They're doing all the right fundamentals. They're going through all the proper steps, but they just haven't been the ones pulling the trigger and actually going for something. And that's given ENCE a 2-round lead down the stretch. Round 25. Liquid is fully purchased in this round. They have no money behind this, no money saved up.
Set play imminent. Waiting to pull the trigger. They've got to commit behind this too. They've used all of their nades, but nothing's going to deal with Alu's presence with the AWP. And Csgo, the youngster, is going to bite down with the AK-47. Alu's going to come through with a couple more. Another clean round for ENCE, only losing Csgo, and they'll be just fine with that result.
Oh, they're going to be so happy with that result. Just sitting back, using the range. There was no danger in that round whatsoever for them losing it. You have X7 on 22. He's been that primary B defender most of it. Alu at 17, 16 for Alexi and Csgo. On the Liquid side of things, it's Stewie with 19, Nitro and Alish with 15.
Are we witnessing the beginning of a massive upset here at the major. Stewie 2K naded and finished off. Not much in terms of committal in this round from Liquid.
This is the most fast-paced and aggressive I've seen them be in this whole half, and they only have the pistols, so they're I mean, obviously take some risks. But you'd like to see them. Ooh, that's nasty. Nap with the deagle. He's even tagging through the box. But eventually going to go down no matter what. He's created some space that Nitro and Twist think they can get in, but the AUG is going to cover it. So is the AWP on Alu. 15 for ENCE. 4 chances to close out this opening map.
It is their choice of map, but they have really weathered some difficult moments here on Mirage. A tactical timeout, the final one for Liquid, has been called. What does Hadren have up his sleeve? Now is the time to find out. SG purchased for a leash. Nitro likely will have an AK-47. He can afford a smoke behind that, no problems.
I don't know what the answer is here for Team Liquid. They're going to have to find it in this timeout as it just ends. So many advantages for ENCE. The money behind this buy, the utility of which there's not much for Liquid. It's a 7-2 run since the guns came into play, since the rifles were brought out on this server. It has been a dominant half for ENCE.
So many close rounds, couple of ridiculous clutches.
And now they're the ones that want to dictate the map. Ariel, look at him. He's watching towards underpass the moment. He's got Alexi covering behind him and Alu in connector, but they're going to take mid control. They want to find out what's coming in this last round. They have 4 to play with, so these aggressive plays are not a bad idea whatsoever. Twist waiting over towards the B bomb site, and again, a timing for Team Liquid where they have such a huge advantage at this A bomb site, only Sergey defending, but if they miss it, if they don't move forward with this dump of utility, they can be in trouble. Ariel's going to have a fast flank.
Sergey, can he hold on? Can he just get a couple of kills? That could be enough for ENCE to take this first map in the quarterfinals. He's waiting, biding his time to strike, and striking shell with 3 kills! Nafly, Stewie, and Elige all get obliterated. Liquid are being evaporated in front of our very eyes. Add Nitro into the mix. And now Twist's 1-on-4, opposite side of the map.
Well, bit of a wake-up call for Team Liquid in this first map. It's going to be ENCE taking Mirage. Oh, excuse me. Unless Twist has something to say here. They know where he is. 30 seconds to go hunt down the bomb. You don't like to call these rounds, but the odds are so very low, and he's got to take so many gambles, and none of them are going to pay off. Alu closes it.
The other stages, in my opinion.
We're going to talk about where
So, and all the things that we like outlined here as potential negatives
play without the pressure as well. So I was hoping for it, and it went pretty good.
But what did you do with them to alleviate that pressure? I mean, so
deadly and perfectly timed and Stewie's going to try and stick around and cut off the rotations, but now he's under pressure. And now Alu can just safely dedicate himself towards this bomb site.
Yeah, it's all about buying time for Alu at this stage, and he's not necessarily got any kills, but he's able to dart away as Stewie2k has met his fate. Liquid, 2-on-3, retake. Need this desperately. Elysian Nitro come out swinging and will hold on. Liquid pick up the pistol on their choice of an Inferno.
I like that play from ENCE, though. I mean, they had 3 players coming through that choke point. It was very early on. They could have used the bomb timer to try and pick off, but why not get into that site? The bomb just got planted. You know where he's going to be. You know the location of just one. So take this fight early when you have him pinned down, when you have the knowledge. Unfortunately, the battles just don't go their way. So Team Liquid getting off to a hot start, or at least a nice start, on their offensive side.
It's going to be a force back from ENCE, however. A couple SMGs and upgraded pistols. We saw the difference that Liquid went in when they were on the AK side of the Ts. They went for 3 AKs and 2 Galils, I believe. Now a lot more SMGs in play. Want to get up close and personal. Need to be careful because with Deagles, CZs, and SMGs in the side of ENCE, this could quickly get into horrible territory. Just X7 by himself.
Some fancy deagle work. Smoke is going to put a stop to that, listening for the footsteps because he can't see a thing. He does have a smoke himself that he's going to toss out and just hope and pray that it lands in the right spot. It's not bad, but doesn't help him a whole lot as he tries to make the run. Liquid not going to commit to anything, though. Bomb still down at the base of T-ramp. That has pulled Alu and Alexi away from an A-site stack. And more delay tactics with these smokes. Still 2 remaining for ENCE. One just used the bomb site of B, and now Aerial, the only one left. But that B smoke, ENCE knows, would bring the clock down very low if Liquid were there, so just stacking towards 4 players. Another great read from ENCE, and another dangerous scenario for Liquid.
Yeah, they've rolled the dice. Is it going to come good for ENCE? 27 seconds remain, and it's a complete massacre. It's all the way up the fins. Stewie2k in a 1-on-3 with 20 seconds, and he goes the same way, straight down. ENCE instantly bounce back.
That is such a great round, and again, those smokes in those second rounds so deadly and perfectly timed in hauls. If that player can get out with his vision, he can so much easier help his teammates get into the site. But what a crushing round. Doesn't even look like a whole lot of communication going back and forth for Team Liquid. They just get obliterated. 4 players at so many different angles, so many crossfires set up. ENCE respond immediately.
We saw how flat Liquid were on their T side of Mirage. This is where they're going to get tested early on. Alu takes a bit of damage on mid, but it is information gathered. And with the smoke in the eyes of Liquid, they can't really push behind this. They may think about it out of Boiler, but if Nitro goes out, he should be a dead man. There's got 2 players looking at that location.
Surga had such a good first map as well. He came alive in this quarterfinal on Mirage. Quiet, as the desk said, lowest rated player for ENCE throughout the Legend stage. Well, he showed up big on Mirage. Might have a chance again here to deliver a stunning series.
Another smoke in the eye is going to stall them further yet. Bit of an oblivious play for Liquid, staring into the very real possibility of a 2-1 scoreline. X7 finds Nafly, drills him on the approach. Now Stewie from the back could very well get a couple kills in. Does get both X7 and Lexi. No one watching construction. That's going to be a bomb plant more than likely.
They had no idea he snuck by again. Stewie, such an uncanny ability to turn rounds into his favor. And now a 2-on-3, still going to be desperate, still going to be difficult. Twist only has the CZ, but Stewie to hold off initially with the AUG.
This kill could make or break the round. If Stewie can hold on with a solid amount of health behind him, this is doable. They're going to run out 1 by 1. That is the worst case scenario for ENCE. You do not want to test Stewie. He will punish you. The flashbang's not quite on point. And Alu and Aerial will hold on. They will get the retake in effect.
Yeah, Stewie did everything you could. 3 kills, the open up the bomb site, the plant as well, economic damage, which is going to be nice for Team Liquid moving forward. Not able to convert. Yeah, that flashbang doesn't blind him whatsoever. Great trigger discipline, and obviously just an easy one in X7 who was already damaged. This was nice, and obviously the return follow-up. The one good thing about that second player staying back is it just applies so much pressure. Stewie can never turn around to help twist. 2-1 in the op out in Alu's hands, and the double op setup on Mirage was brutal, and we've seen it have so much impact on the CT side here of Inferno. If that comes out for ENCE, it'll be really interesting to see if Liquid can actually manage it, because they couldn't on Mirage.
Bit of flirtation in middle. Alu's not going to bite down on that, though. Especially against pistols, could be walking into a trap. Just 2 flashes to play with for Liquid, so they're going to pretty much go ahead right now into the arms of AlexiB, and X7's there again. MP9, double spray, more of the same. Liquid being fended off, and a mid-air X7 with the MP9 will pick up a 3rd. Money in the bank for ENCE.
One to 3, Liquid gonna bring out AK-47s, all the utility as well they could possibly want. What a shocking turn of events, not only losing the first map, but then winning the pistol and being responded. Liquid just repeatedly getting punched in the face, and they have not responded well to this kind of resistance from ENCE. Stewie at the base of Banana, but not going to make any presence known. So many players in alt mid coming up. There's the wait, the patience, the shot from Alu. Alish goes down. Sergey here to defend next. Gives up his position, but he's got one. Important trade for Twist. And Ariel lets him know that he's in mid as well.
The bomb also out in the open, so Ariel knows they're going to have to come and retrieve that. Twist threads the eye of the needle, though. Finds Ariel. Takes some of the pressure away from the A side. Now they can capitalize on that, smoking AlexiB out. The bomb should be getting planted momentarily on default. Does open business up on app side. Pit, it's such a dangerous position to retake from now.
They're going to have to be very patient, though. X7 is on such a huge flank because he has to close the gap with his SMG, and I don't even know if he can afford to walk this long. Bomb Timer is about to reach the halfway point. I think they might be setting up to get some exit kills to take all the guns away for Liquid, even in a victory. Now he's close, but the rifles aren't going to do anything. X7 searching for Stewie. Here's these footsteps. Alu's in mid as well. There goes Twist. Naf's got to be careful. All of a sudden, they're going to go for this. They're close enough now, and they've done it. Liquid just have no clue what's happening on the map, and they are not comfortable. And ENCE is going to get their 4th. Some kind of a miraculous retake. I don't even think they wanted to go for it, but they seized the moment when it's presented to them.
Yeah, as soon as X7 gets that kill on apps and Alu finds Stewie 2K, it's done.
I think X7 must have said, Stewie's running away already. They don't think we're going for this, and he's so advanced. A free kill. And we are witnessing a huge collapse of one of the best teams in the world in these quarterfinals. The pressure getting to them way more than it is to the rookies.
Absolutely. If you knew nothing about Counter-Strike coming into this, you'd assume that ENCE were the veterans. You'd assume they were the 2nd best team in the world. Liquid have looked utterly out of their depth.
Which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, it's so crazy because you want to talk about the positives. You like the play that Twist makes, getting up mid, be the aggressor in lane, even with the bomb, finding a kill and just getting essentially a free plant because there was no one in pit, no one in the bomb site. But just the sheer miscommunication and collapse on holding the bomb plant when your back's against the wall in the major playoffs is disgusting.
Right, am I missing something here? AlexiB only has a P250 and $6,000.
They might be thinking that Liquid is not going to be buying in this round and he's just saving something, or I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Maybe he forgot to buy. Drop, yeah. We'll see. It could be a bit of a punish. A split towards this B bomb site. Here we go. Can Alu get in position? They could go right at the pistol. Alu's caught. There's the shot. Alish surely gets this. Alu almost gets the follow-up shot, which would have been insanity. Now an angle deep into this A bomb site for over a minute. And the whole map is available to Team Liquid.
Absolutely, and Alexi B, who was playing the sweeper role around CT spawn, couldn't really afford to go back in with just a P250 to his name. So now all the pressure is on both Ariel, who's just been destroyed, dismantled by a Liege, and Sergey finds himself the headshot, but there's too many angles for him to watch out for.
Alexi coming over to investigate. He'd love to pick up that AWP, and it's not risking a weapon with just the pistol, and he's just gonna back away. The armor, the kit, the Molotov, it's all valuable, even though he has, what, $6,200 in the bank. Second round for Team Liquid. Nice shots from Liege, opening up the bomb site very nicely with that kill in the pit.
Well, Liquid finally will double their tally. As far as they're concerned, it came around too late. But ENCE looking like they're going to be able to hold on to the AK-47 at the very least. Do at least bounce back, but again, I'm not completely sold on this T side. I'm hoping to see more effervescent side of Liquid. It's been super flat so far.
And interestingly enough, I mean, not buying a weapon, only having the P250 might actually help them be able to manage that kind of a loss in terms of their money. He can drop a weapon over, he's pretty rich. I mean, so is a couple players on ENCE, so they weren't exactly knocking on the door of having nothing to work with, of being reset. 4-2. Liquid trying to come back in this map, in this series. It's a 1-0 lead for ENCE, on the verge of eliminating the second best team in the world. Banana control coming in. Flashbang is going to really isolate X7, but he never turns the corner.
X7 about to get pushed by Stewie2K. There's a Molotov there. Stewie through the flames, going to get caught by Alexi B. Excellent passage of play for the Finnish squad. And with Stewie down, it really does take away a lot of their fragging power here from Liquid. On the CT side of Mirage, he was only really one of the main players that were standing tall. They could look to try and make some moves through mid instead, but ENCE have given this up. They're playing more of a passive defense. Ariel and Pit, they've got Alu over on Arch. And then once again, Sergey slap bang in the middle of A site. The nade count's starting to deplete as well here, Moses. Running a bit dry.
All they have is really one hit left. They're going to smoke off Alu, make it look like a B split, which remember they did on the pistol round. Remember they just did previously on the rifle round to get their second. The 2 rounds they've won have been those splits, so they want Alu to be nervous, and he's way more dedicated towards CT spawn. He's gotten all the way through library. So a chance here for Liquid. 23 seconds left, and the hit hasn't come in yet. 2 Molotovs, that 1 smoke on a Liege. That's just getting thrown out now. And here we go. That's going to be at the base of the site. Sergey still hiding in the corner. The spray comes through from Ariel. So much damage done. There is no entrance for Liquid until just now. There's time. Twist hits some stunner, and it cracks open. Just the last second.
Hanging on by a thread, but they climb their way back up. However, can ENCE shut the door in the face of Liquid? It would be another devastating loss. Naf just down to 2. They don't have any HEs, though, to play with, and he's got an AWP, so he can still pivot off and give Liquid a chance.
It's all Twist and Pit. He's got everything to do.
They try and hold the line with the AK-47. Time is dwindling. They're going to have to get a move on. Naf has gone down. Now can Twist strike twice? He's given his position away. That surely should be the end of the round. And X7 with the AK-47 is going to come out clutch.
What a big brain play. Alexi on the retake, just spamming through the wall. Naf was so low, and he doesn't even get a chance to fight for that. And seemingly with every single answer, and you just have to ask, we can't truly be memeing how easy this is for them into existence.
We've just had so many rounds where Liquid, honestly, probably should have won. You know, they should have been able to convert, connect the dots, but it's always just been a footstep away. On the other side of it, though, they could say to themselves, look, at another day, we'd actually been 5-2 in the lead here. So don't get too carried away just yet. That certainly is a nuclear warhead landing on Stewie. He's down to 47 now. And remember, he was the player that died first in the previous round.
Yeah, he tried to turn that corner at the half wall. 2 players waiting behind the Molotov. He thought he had one dead to rights. That is a lot of damage, but I don't think it can be too frustrating if you're Stewie. Just if you're going to be that player on the T side who takes banana control, you're just going to have to resign yourself to the fact that every once in a while, you're going to get hit by a lot of nades. Banana controls is theirs though, without a whole lot of a fight. We might just see them walk up and have a set piece here. Flashbangs out, Alexi's gonna drop the Molotov, and even blind, X7 adjusts perfectly. The Molotov prevents any of the trades from coming in, so it's gonna have to be late. Around the corner, Twist has one, but X7 with the AUG can't get anything more with it. It's a 3-on-3.
Oh, Alu's flicked across the NAF though. The advantage in favor of the Finns, and Alu wasn't far off on landing onto Elige either. There is a slight gap in the smoke. Elige gonna take this opportunity to move across to the other side of the site. This could catch them off guard. Couple flashbangs though, detonate in his eyes. After turn tail and wait a couple more seconds. Alu was waiting for that peek from Banana. Nitro's been spotted, but Elige gonna hold down with the SG. He's found one headshot, but no second. Would have burnt alive anyway. And now Nitro, who gave his position away previously, has to make a move through the Molotov. It was a bit too deep. Alu lands the frag. It's gonna be very close. He's gonna hold on to this defuse. It could be a matter of milliseconds away, and Liquid are gonna get the round. How close was that though?
Oh, Nitro, that swing before the Molotov really spreads out, just trying to get the extra second, the extra jump on that, and Alu can't connect the shot. Liquid is having to work so hard for these rounds. They might get a little bit of a reprieve here. The money is low on ENCE. It's low on Liquid as well, fair play. Ariel's gonna be on a UMP, X7 on a Deagle, but the double up now. 2 AWPs come out, and this is what shut Liquid down towards the later stages of Mirage of that opening map, and it's going to start him off well here. Alu going for the follow-up, but he's got it! Catches Liquid completely off guard.
Pardon the phrase, but that is incredibly ballsy from Alu down middle. With the AWP, doubling up, able to escape, doesn't even lose a single point of damage. Unbelievable. Ariel's going to get tagged, but he's fine. On just holding position. Ali's now making a move around the veteran. Gonna be peeking in again. You can see that he's so confident in his gameplay right now. Holding the close angle. A flashbang could neutralize him though, and has just came over. He's gonna miss the shot, but does have some backup in the form of Pit, which is Ariel, but it is actually only a UMP. Not really tailor-made for this sort of a range.
It doesn't even necessarily matter. When you have the 2 AWPs, if you're the guy with the UMP and the Deagle, you make sure those ops are always the ones taking contact. You want them every single time to be the first point. What is this decision for Liquid? They've had so much success getting in towards spawn in a lot of these rounds. And this is interesting. No one has eyes on it for ENCE. Despite the fact that Liquid has showed that they want to do this, that they like doing this, and they have success doing this. There's the Deagle, it's down immediately. Now the game is up. Alexi knows what's coming, an AWP, and where does he position himself? Liquid have to know there's a second player here. Not a lot of utility. Oh, the missed shot. That might just seal it. Nade's gonna start ringing over. He's got 4 HP and he falls back. At least he stays alive. But ENCE, 2 men coming from CT spawn. It's the 2 ops. They're just gonna have to keep these players pinned down for the 2 players coming up banana. It's Ariel and Sergey who have to be the aggressors on the retake.
Yeah, there's no grenades either. They'd love to throw a Molotov to the back of one of these angles. Oh, Stewie uncharacteristically comes out second best in the trade, and it's down to Twists again. They know exactly where he is. He's going to land the headshot. The re-peek from Twists was sumptuous, and he is going to get the round for Liquid. Another super close one, though. But that is ENCE broken.
Well, we're finally, we mentioned it on Mirage, Stewie was incredible, but who else was going to step up and be able to provide something? Now you're starting to see these individuals for Team Liquid. Twist, a great 1 versus 3, and a really, really tough.
То самое чувство, когда ты выбрал ей идеальный подарок на 8 марта на Яндекс.Маркете. Выбирать подарки приятнее, когда есть подробные отзывы, точные характеристики и возможность сравнивать цены. Выбирайте подарки на Яндекс.Маркете.
but they know that if they go for this force and it backfires, then Liquid are going to have a fantastic half ahead of them.
We saw them with a kind of a buy and a Mirage as well that we mentioned we'd like to see them save one more, and they ended up, I think, taking that round. So obviously, with the force buy win in the second round, they obviously have some setups for those low economy situations. This one might be tough, though. Sergey and Ariel could drop the FAMAS, still have some utility to play with. They could drop UMPs, obviously. So there's a chance here that ENCE buys up into this, but they will be missing that AWP that's been effective for them. And it looks like they're just going to drop some upgraded pistols over to their teammates. CZ on Alu, Deagle on X7. Small investment from the ENCE side.
Yeah, playing for the bigger picture rather than the here and now. Can respect that. They still have plenty of firepower too, Moses, to sting Liquid. You can't write ENCE off just yet. They're going to take the aggression, though. It's going to be Ariel going in first. Gets one. Oh, gets two! Nitro and Twists, both completely caught out in the open. The perfect start.
They had the perfect setup to counter that play, or at least guarantee a 1-for-1, or what I thought would be a guarantee. What a transfer from Ariel. That was so quick. I don't know, maybe Nitro, the in-game leader, is trying to organize something, trying to call a strategy, make sure players are doing the right thing, and just a little slow to react to the situation. But now they're in a hole. They've won a 3-on-5 before, but you don't get those often. Alu's going to go down, even though Sergey tries to put out the flames. Liquid don't lose any health for that, and now they're just going to march to the safe bomb site. But this is where the two weapons are. Ariel inside the site behind the boxes. Big kill for Stewie. Sergey's out in the open. His transfer doesn't work. 2-on-2, and I think with pistols and some of the damage done with this round within their grasp and salvaging the M4, I think ENCE goes for this, Vince.
If they do, they're going to have to get a move on, though. They don't have kits. They've only got the one smoke, so they're going to try and boost over. I think that would have made some noise. I'm not sure if Liquid would have heard it, though. Maybe a bit too far away. Nafly still posted on the site, going to get found, but Naf counteracts with 2 op shots. Nice try for ENCE in particular. Ariel did so much work, but Liquid will pick up a 7-5 lead.
So they survived losing 2 players in the first 20 seconds of the round to Ariel pushing halls. They win that round. Earlier, we had Alu with the AWP picking down mid and then picking one off in ult mid, and another 3-on-5 victory for Team Liquid. And if you all of a sudden go back to Mirage as well with the heroics that Stewie had at that A bomb site, Liquid, they have some individual efforts that are keeping them in these games, and certainly in this one, they'd stay in it, but it's given them a lead.
Again, Naf hasn't been the most consistent fragger, but it seems to come up when it really counts. Ridiculous clutch in the first map, and then 2 kills there. There's a leash, though. One of the first times we've really seen Liquid get the first couple of kills. Beautiful start, going to open up B.
Maybe those B defenders overconfident off the basis of some of their victories in that part of the map earlier. Twist wants another go at holes, and he's going to win that one. It's Sergey. I wonder if Ariel had mentioned that they pushed halls. Sergey goes right back forward. I mean, a 3-on-5 for the CTs. You have to try and go find some information. The fact they happen so early, Twist can be patient. So can the rest of Liquid. ENCE going to try and consolidate this defense. Alu giving up the B bomb site, gambling at A, and he's on the hustle now. Stewie's going to be there to push through the smoke if needed. Another missed shot for Alu, and Nitro just shuts him down. That was brutal. Nitro just swatted him aside like it was nothing.
Here's the 2 opening picks from Legion Banana. Blinking, you'd have missed it at the end. Carnage on the A side, and Liquid now with a comfortable 8-5 lead with ENCE on pistols. Confidence beginning to build. Did see a very tentative Liquid for that first map. And to be honest, the first few rounds of this one too.
They might have, I mean, as silly as it sounds, they might have been shocked by how much resistance ENCE was putting up early on in that Mirage game. How much they were fighting and trading some of those rounds back and forth. Looking much better here on Inferno for Team Liquid, starting on the offense. Liege applying a lot more pressure. This time, I mean, the good thing, the big change that we see is the T-side of Mirage. Liquid was never being the aggressor. Like, they were getting map control and they were setting things up, but they were never the ones pressing the envelope and really dictating when the action began. Here on Inferno, They're doing a phenomenal job of that everywhere across the map.
And starting to get constricted quite a bit. They can't go for those early peaks quite as often. So Aerial get a lot of success just a couple of rounds ago. But since then, it has been one-way traffic. The 4-player stack on A for ENCE may not be pressed. As Liquid start to make a move back. No, they're actually going to be joining in once again. Once this smoke clears, Alexi B may go for the peak. The CZ at this range can be an absolute tear. It can go straight through heads, multiple faces, but Stewie 2K, once again, is the talisman for Liquid. CZ comes up, but it's just too little too late. Aerial, not going to happen for him. Way too many players to contend with.
It's so important with all those crossfires that could have been set up with those CZs that you get those first kills. Stewie is not going to find the last one. I think he just realized it a moment too late. And I almost feel that they could be aggressive here and try and make sure that X7 can't keep this AK-47. They know there's going to be investment in the next round no matter what. X7's going to take that fight. An awkward spray. And 9-5 for Team Liquid. Which has been a great recovery when you consider they win the pistol and lose the second round, and they lose that really awkward 3 versus 3 that was just like this retake that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is now 7 rounds in a row for Liquid, so they have started to post up a very real T-half. ENCE, as you touched on, will have a buy. Alu again with the AWP. And keep in mind that he was pulling off some pretty sick plays down mid, very aggressive AWPing, but that has definitely slowed down somewhat. Here comes a peek again, and Legion not able to get 2. Actually, he does. The Molotov finishes off what he starts onto Sergey. And again, B site has been ripped to shreds.
Even with a third player there, Alu's going to miss his chance down mid to kind of thin out this attack. Alexi will be stuck here. And again, Liquid realized the situation. 2 kills towards B. They pull the player over, and they can just pause. Minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. They know that sole B defender, if they just apply the littlest of pressure onto him without committing to a fight, they'd force him to use whatever nades he has left. And he has nothing already. He's even considering cheating over towards A. He's got to play passive in case he wants to rotate, and at least so he can hold this position of the map for his teammates to get a retake on, which is going to give a free plan over unless he gets lucky spamming through the smokes. That's kind of what he's hoping for here. Alexi going to rotate back around. Here comes the spray. At any moment, he's waiting for the flashbang. Now he's through. Stewie realizes it, can't find the kill. Even it out into a 3-on-3.
Won't be able to deny the bomb plant, but has thinned it out a little bit. No grenades other than a smoke to play with on either side.
Smoke will be for the bomb when Aerial eventually does get here. The bomb or banana?
Yeah, here's the player making a move from CT. Last round of the half, can Liquid get to double digits? Judging from their positioning, it's looking pretty good. Alexi be on 21. They're gonna have to start to make a move sooner rather than later, and Alexi's the first to fall. Should be more of the same now. Naf will get his second of the round. Alu just around the corner, will be protruding around there, but Nitro able to get him in the backside. And Liquid will pick up a 10-5 lead.
And that's the Liquid we wanted to see, showing some fortitude when things got rough early on in this half, and they close it out with an 8-0 run. That is a brilliant offense on Inferno. 10-5 in Liquid's favor, and they go over to defense. We'll see if they can bring us to map 3 when we come back for the break.
We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me.
And we're back. Second quarterfinal of the day. Team Liquid taking on ENCE, and they had a great first half, responding admirably to the pressure applied to their one-map deficit in this series, to facing elimination. Elige leading the way, 17-10. Some of the youngsters have come in. Twists and Nath have been so impressive. Elige has been a constant as one of the best NA players we've ever produced, and he's delivering here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt. Liquid, it was a rocky start, I think it's safe to say, but now they've certainly steadied things somewhat. ENCE could certainly put a wrench in the works, though, if they were to pick up this pistol. They'll put Liquid straight on the back foot once again. Plenty of utility, couple smokes, HE, couple flashbangs.
Ooh, the dualies on Nitro. I love that. Close up as well. Stewie's gonna be there for some bait. Oh my God. Just a straight disrespectful shot to Alu's face. And now Nitro might get involved. ENCE is so close to turning this corner. He wants these dualies into the action, and he's not gonna get it either. But there they are, trading kills back and forth. Two players to defend A.
Elige was thinking about scurrying across the A, but now that there's been no more presence shown from ENCE, he can lock into position. They can get a crossfire set up fully. His teammates just hanging off the back of balcony, but Elige needs some backup right now. Twists, gonna do a lot of damage on his way down, but it's gonna fall all the same, leaving Stewie in a 1-on-2. He started things off with a right one tap, but that's gonna be ENCE. They pick up the second pistol.
Twist got so blinded by a flashbang, which is why that crossfire on balcony and sight never really had any impact. A nice response from ENCE to get that pistol. If Liquid were to get that, it might have just stretched too far away from them, but there's still danger in this next round. Liquid buying up, as you can see on the screen. Deagle, CZ coming out. Utility as well. ENCE had this exact play that netted them the second round of the previous half. Liquid merely trying to return the favor, although I think Stewie just got a little bit of a knife coming out of spawn from a teammate.
Love tap. That does put him in range of the UMPs now, actually, for... Well, he was in range anyway, pardon me. Didn't have head armor. Certainly going to sting with potential grenades fired his way regardless. This is ENCE's chance now. Their golden ticket back onto Inferno. The flashbang is spot on, but the follow-up damage not quite there. Elige is going to be found lacking. Aerial, though, did eat a bunch of damage on his Endeavor. Some nades put into place, just going to stall this push, but ENCE have plenty of time. They're okay with this. It's going to draw over a third player from Liquid in the form of Nitro. Going to join his brothers on B. This puts Twists with his back on the wall, though. He's the last line of defense on A, and he's going to start to move backwards. This Molotov's going to keep him interested, but there's really nothing he can do about stopping this.
No, and that's why you see Liquid just having 3 players over at B at the moment. They're just saying, if you come to the B bomb site, we all have a chance. If not, fair play, we get to take these into the next round and fight again. They won't have the utility. You won't see them reinvest into the smokes. But nice job for ENCE to avoid the danger. Plant's gonna go down, and this round will just kind of wind away. So it'll be 7-10 as ENCE will start climbing back into the map. But this is the more difficult side to manage, despite the fact that we just saw Liquid just run up the score in a massive way. The real test for ENCE will come when Liquid have their rifles, when they have the Molotovs and the nades to throw into the choke points, when they can actually fight for banana control.
Yeah, certainly things are going to stack up in difficulty once Liquid can get their hands on the AWPs and plenty of grenades to play with. But in terms of this round, bomb about to detonate. So Liquid will hold on to their guns and armors and also take away some of that farming potential from the UMPs of ENCE. But 10-7, as you called, Jason, is upon us. And Liquid, well, they're not going to have another buy coming in just yet.
No, they've got to sit one more out, talk some things over. Everyone gets centered. Nitro has 4,100, so he saved everything so that he can have an AWP, I would imagine, in that first round. Well above his teammates in terms of economy. Just a couple flashbangs picked up. Stewie, fortunate not to take too much damage, and then he's going to run into the Molotov. Wants to take a surprising fight. Ariel's going to give him a couple love taps as he stands in the flames. Actually, some decent damage done, but the kills just are not landing for Liquid, and Ariel knows Alicia's pressing the issue. Down to 42. There's the nade. Alicia gets it, which has got to maybe satisfy his obvious bloodthirst and maybe a little bit of pride.
Quench that thirst somewhat, but it's not going to do anything in terms of how this round comes down. Still firmly in ENCE's favor. A Desert Eagle for NAF. That is it. Also want to hold over and just make sure that none of Liquid come and retrieve the gun that was dropped at second mid. And it's going to take their sweet time to just make sure all these angles are covered on their approach to B. These were the win conditions. That second pistol had to go the way of ENCE. They had to navigate their way through the next subsequent rounds. They've done just that. But it's all about this next one. It's going to be a rifle round. So much on the line.
The crazy thing about that first half for Team Liquid is that winning 8 straight at the end, like, you're not even really constantly resetting your opponent's economy. They have a losing bonus for quite some time, for 3 rounds at the end, like the max losing bonus. So Liquid had to do it the hard way. If ENCE is able to maybe not go on a streak in that, ooh.
It was uncalled for, Nitro.
A lot of vegetarians here in Katowice.
UMP has been taken by NAF. Nitro switched across to the P250. So they're at least going to take an SMG out of this round. Or perhaps not. Nice spray from Alu. Does deny the UMP. Of course, they'd had an M4 and AUG anyway. Not a huge deal for Liquid.
Yes, they're not too upset about that at all. In fact, they've probably already forgotten about it. 4 AUGs and AWP on Nitro. He's going to have to pick up the kit as well, but he's not going to. So they're going to play around with no kits whatsoever on a map where retakes can have so much impact on the game. Liquid are going to be slightly handicapped if that scenario comes up. Nitro's going to bring that up over towards the A bomb site. Might choose to get aggressive in halls. Him and Twist both doing a Twister lineup along that left wall, trying to catch him off guard. They know they like to take control here. Elige almost walks into the crosshair. He wins that battle. X7 gets away with his life, and Elige is delivering on all fronts. He's got the opening and the follow-up. Now in towards halls. X7 not expecting it. Elige is here in the quarterfinals, and he is delivering for Team Liquid. They're going to be up 11-8. This is such a huge deficit in this round. It would be massive if Sergey and Alexi are able to turn this in their favor.
Really, their mission at this stage is just inflict as much damage as possible. A 5-on-2, they've been found. For all they know, Liquid have actually pushed down Banana already and have some kind of map control. They may feel pressured to push forward here.
There's so many nades that Liquid can use to stall this out. Sergey, as the smoke clears, just crossing his fingers for a mistake, and he might have it. Ooh, he missed the timing on it, but the opportunity was there. He knows Elige wants this fight, and it's probably the best chance he has to find a kill. But Elige is just annoyingly not re-peeking into the angle.
That smoke doesn't do many favors for Sergey, and Alexi B's been caught by enough. Sergey comes ripping out of the smoke. The Liege picks up a 4K. Exquisite work on the A side of the map.
Well, just as the smoke plumes, Alu might be a bit frustrated with that one. And Aerial maybe trying to catch him off guard, tries to surprise. 11-8. Still money for ENCE, though. Remember, they didn't take, barely any damage in those 2 rounds after winning the pistol. So they built up a lot of cash, which is going to be chewed into by Alu picking up his AWP. Him and X7 down to 100 left behind this buy.
The table's beginning to turn on the Finns. Their turn to feel the pressure. In recent rounds, Liquid have been getting a lot of the opening picks. Abruptly switching gears. And the Liege has been at the spearhead of that attack. He's on 23 and 13, but here comes Sergey, looking to make a move up Banana. Getting a lot of real estate for the time being, but Liquid positioned at the backside have plenty of grenades still to stall.
Yeah, Stewie just holding a Molotov in his hand. As soon as Naf makes contact, he'll drop that to make sure nothing can come from it. Trying to do some nade and chip damage. Stewie gonna time it with that Molotov kind of slowing down. Dumping all of his utility to delay, discord, or make any attack that ENCE is setting up, just not have any kind of coordination whatsoever. Aerial and Alexi gonna start working their way up mid. Alu's joining them, but still that AWP hasn't been able to get involved. It's tough to make work, and a boost around the edge of the smoke. This could be a free kill for a Liege if they don't expect it.
Made a bit of noise though, dropping down, was looking for information, gathered a little bit, 30 seconds coming up. ENCE have got to push behind this. There's so many smokes though, enough to choke on the approach. And the Liege comes out and finds himself 2. What a play again.
Yeah, but there's still, Twist is still all alone. Chad said it was called being on an island, and it feels so lonely. There's Naf and Nitro finally getting into the site, and Twist holds on just long enough. The flashbang doesn't work long enough. We were gonna give props, and the highlight clip will show Elige, but Twist throws a badass flashbang. That blinds both of those players on Rap side. They have no chance of taking that fight, not expecting Elige to come through that smoke.
This is a Liege that is the thing of nightmares. Spins across for the second. And the rest was just a formality at that stage. Liquid open up a 4-round lead. ENCE don't really have anything to work with in terms of money. It's only Alexi B that has 4K.
Well, the tough part about that is they have the AWP on Alu. So they might be really tempted to invest whatever they can around that. See Alu looking back at the coach. Alexi can get the AK, Aerial can get a Galil, Sergey and X7 can get utility with pistols, so they could bring some things to fight with in this next round, but at 8-12, you're really hanging maybe your chances of coming back in this map on that by working. You can understand why there would be a timeout. Round 21 coming up. ENCE is not going to dip into the coffers and make that investment, not at this stage. Might want to expect a slower paced round, as Alu, with the only real weapon to get any kind of a pick, they might just sit back behind these nades, behind these smokes that are going to be up in the choke points and the Molotovs, and just wait for them to dissipate so that Alu can have a clear line of sight.
So much hinges off Alu's play here, though. He's had a lot of success on the CT side, but the T side is a whole different ball game altogether. You've got to carve the plays. You've got to make plays out of nothing. Just a flashbang to Alexi B's name. He's the first player to have a quick peek, though. Over on logs, can't see anything just yet. They'll have it in the back of their minds that the round prior that they were tossing Molotovs over the top around this time in the round, so they're going to have to get a grasp over Banana and make sure they don't yield it. But it's all a ploy. It's all a bit of interference because they're now starting to stack on mid. This is where Alu could shine. And have a meat shield of players just ahead of him to absorb as many bullets as possible.
Nitro just pulled off. This is a little bit scary. Actually, they're going to get right by his crosshair. That's the bomb down, though. They've got to go back for it, so it's going to give Nitro another chance, but the Deagle ends him. That's a second AWP picked up now. They would probably love to have an AK or an AUG or an M4 or anything but the AWPs. But now Elige and Twist are stuck in pit.
No grenades again, though, so they're going to have to make a move past no man's land, completely vulnerable, completely bare, and time itself becoming an enemy. Nefarious intentions Liquid have in apps and pits. Oh, the peak is going to go the way of Alu, though, leaving Twist with it all to do on his lonesome. He's not going to be able to stop the bomb, but has finalized the frags onto Alu and Sergey, and looks for another one, but Alexi B in for a 1-on-3 clutch, and they're both going to be coming from mid. Is this doable? Looking less likely as he's been tagged, and with that wing damage has to pull back, at least has his hands on the AWP. We know he can use this gun, but he's put it right between the two of them. And Stewie2K is going to punish ENCE and put up a 13th round on the board.
That was so dangerous, and a fair play. Twist again, another heroic effort. He just says, get the bomb planted. I don't care about the bomb planter whatsoever.
То самое чувство, когда ты выбрал ей идеальный подарок на 8 марта на Яндекс.Маркете. Выбирать подарки приятнее, когда есть подробные отзывы, точные характеристики и возможность сравнивать цены. Выбирайте подарки на Яндекс.Маркете.
В этом городе звезды не видно. Быть здесь собой слишком очевидно. К черту условности, к черту устои. Хочешь проверить, чего же ты стоишь? Не спать, а дышать миллионам вселенных. Увидеть других, живых, откровенных. Увидеть игру и упасть ее бездну. Из собственной лени и скуки воскреснуть. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Не бойся упасть, друг подстрахует. Если песня не идет, он зарифмует. Подхватит мелодию, в небо утащит. Сибирь для таких, да, реально настоящий. И если ты голодный, будто дракон, у друга всегда есть омский бекон. Всегда по-братски и напополам. Здесь не привыкли, да, к полутонам. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири. Пароль Сибирь для самых отчаянных, для лучших из нас в самом сердце найденных. Пароль Сибирь в прямом эфире. Хочешь проверить себя? Да. Встретимся в Сибири.
He just needed to stop the bleeding and give them a chance to win, which he did. These are great shots. And those ops, I mean, I mentioned they would rather have an M4, an AK, or some kind of a rifle, but those ops when you're attacking pit are perfect. They just pinned Elige down. As soon as he goes to stop them from getting into the bomb site, that op is waiting for the exact peak. There he is. There's the Liquid fan. 13-8, Team Liquid seem to have grabbed a very powerful lead in this game. What can ENCE do to stop it?
Sergey waiting for a flashbang to detonate so he can go for that peak, but nothing's coming up just yet from his teammates. They have plenty of utility. Couple of flashes for X7. Could come down to timing. Shadow is going to betray Stewie 2K. Goes in far too aggressively.
Far too aggressively without clearing that corner. Just assuming that the nade work and the Molotovs did the damage they needed. Elige is going to get aggressive. He's been great with these pop flashes. Needs that kill. Transfers over. Aerial's down low. But he still maintains a one-man lead in the round for ENCE. It's Nitro and Twist to defend A, although Twist is starting to get a little bit antsy. He has to check over towards Rap side. Nitro with the op might have an opportunity to bring it into a 3-on-3. Aerial waiting so patiently in Boiler, but there it is. Nice shot from Nitro.
Alu could get sideswiped from Naf, and that's exactly what happens. Makes this into a one-dimensional take now for ENCE. They're breathing down the necks of Liquid, but Liquid have iron resolve. Extend to a 6-round lead now.
And remember as well, if you go back to the first map, Mirage, the retakes that Liquid had were so good. They obviously have a lot of faith in their ability to retake a bomb site. That's what allows NAF the confidence to come over towards A, help them stop any pressure there, leave the B bomb site alone, saying if they go there, we can either save depending on the scenario, or we're very good at retaking it. And he just gets there in time to prevent Alu from having any impact. The coach we heard in the pregame interview about Inferno just said you'll have to wait and see. Down the stretch, ENCE not putting up much of a fight. It's been early success for ENCE in each half. They had a 4-1 lead on their CT side. They win the first 3 of the second half, but it's been all Liquid outside of those stretches.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we're still waiting here, Moses, to see what ENCE have in store. In terms of this round, it's going to be a lack of firepower for extra grenades. And hyper-aggression pushing into the arm. Stewie runs out of bullets and health. And but still 2 players there.
He's fine being that aggressive, although that might be too much with Naf with the follow-up into the flames as well. Stewie was fine with it because he had 2 teammates with him. Now, this is a very awkward situation. It's Nitro all on his own.
Haven't sent another player over. Elige has been tagged down to 46. He's the player on Arches. So double stacking mid. Do they go for the peak? Actually try and get round the back of the terrorists here. It's looking like they do. This is such an aggressive, brave play. Is it going to yield any rewards? Maybe Nitro doesn't need help after all, but Alexi finds the headshot. Bomb will get planted. They're not going to expect both players down Banana. Surely not. X7's going to be able to get 1, though. Vital information gathered in the process. Twist has the HP advantage, but he doesn't know exactly where Alexi B is. That grenade is going to chip him down to 20, and a Molotov behind it. That could be all she wrote for this round. Alexi has to turn tail and run away. Twist can smoke and get the defuse in amongst this. It could force Alexi B out into the open, but he is staying in position. He's calling the bluff. Twist gonna have to go back in again. Gonna hold down the defuse this time, but he's pushed up. This could really mess with Alexi B's spray, and it's gonna be defused in amongst the smoke, and Alexi dies afterwards. Liquid 7 map points now.
He said he might not know where he is, but he had a read on the situation. Nades coming right back in towards Coffin. HE, the Molotov to follow it up, and Alexi, fair play, he does everything he can. That kind of a situation, 14 HP, you have to just kind of guess and say there's no way he sticks the bomb with this much time left in it. Tough scenario, but the smoke bailing Twist out. And you're exactly right. 7 chances for Liquid to close this out, bring us on to map 3, bring us on to Dust 2, the most classic of Counter-Strike maps.
Nades being exchanged, and again, ENCE come out worse for wear. Alexi has lost a third of his HP in the process. This time there's no three-player stack. It is just going to be Stewie alongside Naf, but they've been doing a pretty good job of holding for the time being. Once again, just feeling B, but they're going to be making moves on A. And they've decided now is the time to strike. Molotov will force Elige out. They may have heard a little bit of tick of damage there.
They threw that just a little bit too early. Elige uses the last second of cover from that smoke to get out of the position, and he might just actually look like he was going to go right back into it and say, you already cleared the spot. Surely you won't do it again.
What is it with Nitro and killing chickens, man?
Maybe he's more of a beef guy? I don't know. Sergey and Alexi outside of this B-bomb site.
Looking to push. Now the smoke has subsided.
There's no one actually looking at the contact. I don't know how Stewie found that timing, but he does brilliantly. He's playing anti-flash. Very fortunate.
Now Alexi B stuck between two players as he's just about to find out, but elsewhere on the map, X7 is finding entries. Elige and Twist get reeled out of the round, and Alu finds Nitro in transition. With 8 seconds left, they're going to get the bomb planted, and Naf has a decision to make. Does he want to go for this? And the answer is no.
Yeah, don't, I mean, you have no more economy on the rest of your teammates. Save that AK-47. It's way too hard coming this far from the bomb site. So finally, ENCE by pressuring multiple points on the map. And you could see, Liquid, you could see it on the minimap. Liquid was kind of starting to cheat towards that B bomb site to begin with. They really just kind of wanted to bite on a bomb site and just stack it up and have an easy win to close this map out. But slowly progressing on towards A, 2 players attacking the B site. And Liquid didn't know where to put their defense. Nice job by X7, the openings, the entries into that A site. Great on Mirage, especially on the defense. It's 19 and 16 leading the way for his team here again.
Ooh. Oh, that is a hell of a shot onto Elige. And there's a second one on Twist. We didn't see it from his perspective. But it goes to show as well, you know, great work by X7. Even though they did a good job of keeping Liquid with question marks over their heads, still, you need to get those entries connecting, otherwise it still crumbles.
You particularly like the follow-up one, because no one is going to expect, I mean, that is kind of a, I don't want to say easily held angle, but the terrorists have a disadvantage in so many different ways, so you don't often have to take that fight in that fashion as a defender. Liquid fully invested into this round. A harsh reset would obviously not be ideal, but they have the rounds to play with to get their economy back up and running to still fight. 6 rounds left in this comeback for ENCE if they want to force overtime.
Would be a good place to start, though, as you say. If they can reset the economy, Liquid wouldn't be able to fully recover for another 2 or 3 rounds. Barring some saved weapons, of course. Elige has continued to steamroll. Moves on to 27 kills. Stewie left on B. A lone sentinel. May not be called upon. As we saw previously, they like to feel this out and then go towards A in mid, but he did spot just a couple of pixels of Alu.
That light utility usage, you would imagine, is going to force this smoke out of Stewie, or excuse me, he already just used it, just placed it down. He held on to that as long as he possibly could, but the utility from the T side is just too much pressure for a sole defender. He's trying to funnel them over towards the stack on the A bomb site, and it's working. Although Nitro, tough job to do, massive damage, but that's an awkward fight for an SMG. He backs away. Now they're exposed. Naf, 3 different angles if he peeks up where he can dive from, and he's not even going to get a chance to take a shot. Elige with 1, but Twist in the bomb site holds on. X7 now, the last one in. Doing great damage, but he's dinked, and Stewie all alone in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, very unfortunate just to have a USP. Wish he had anything else. Any other pistol on that headshot would have been a confirmed kill. But now Stewie, we know he's the smoke criminal. Decides against it, though.
He tried to go through that before in the pistol round, and they had it covered. No kit.
Time ticking away. Second smoke will be deployed.
And that's the sign. You can't do anything about that. Another hard-fought win for ENCE as they close the gap. They're up to double digits. It's 10-15. And again, it's X7 delivering 3 kills this time.
Yeah, this man deserves a medal. He is ripping through the entries here on Inferno. up to 22 kills. Chunk of ADR. And he was the player on default. He did get dinked. It was kind of unfortunate for Elige. He had good aim, but didn't have the firepower to supplement the headshot. However, Liquid on the back foot. It's only going to be Stewie with any weapon to play with. There is a Desert Eagle for Elige, a P250 for Twist, but that is it.
At this stage in the game, you minimize your investments. If you're Team Liquid, you just get that. You try and have as many buys with rifles and full utilities you possibly can, so you really don't want to spend a whole lot on buying the extra pistols and the extra flashbangs and smokes in these rounds. Stewie's going to have to be very mobile. The only reason I believe Nitro picked up that smoke was for the B-bomb site. Oh, great damage from Stewie. Would have loved that kill. Actually, not as bad as I expected. Oh, that's a double nade. Nitro catches both.
Straight up carpet bombed on CT side. And with smokes behind it, not much that NAF can do. Here's a position on the CT. Stewie, though, could potentially get a kill if they try and boost up on the boxes, which is where he's currently looking towards.
Might as well save this gun if you're Stewie. Your team is going to need you to he's going to have to be the one to have a kit. Utility as well, if there's any kind of retake coming in, they need that. And they also would love to have this AK-47, so they found Ariel that's overexposed. What a great management of his flank. Alu coming, joining up, is going to push away the danger.
That is vital weaponry that is not going to be on their hands. Keep in mind, it wasn't just the AUG, it was Kevlar as well. That's a bunch of money that he's going to have to replenish now and spend in the next round.
And finally, ENCE fans have something to be happy about. 3 in a row, 11-15. And Liquid again, I mean, especially with Stewie, as you said, losing that AUG right at the end. They might want to save one more. They're right on the edge. This might just be a half investment from them. Pistols and light armor and some utility to stall things out. And just investing as that losing bonus builds. But what was once 7 rounds that Liquid had to close this map out is now just 4. And you've got to start feeling the pressure the deeper this comeback goes. Close it out right here. Do you want a third map, Katowice? Has to use that pillar for cover. When that smoke fades, he'll have nothing, and it doesn't even fade, and he still goes down. NAF and Nitro, a stack on ramp side. They're going to have to give that up and be more centralized to the bomb site, but no one defending in pit. No chance for a crossfire.
20 seconds. These next couple kills could very well finalize this map if they go the way of the CTs. And Twist and the CZ come in massively. He can't get his hands on the AK though. But NAF still laid in wait, gets caught by Sergey. Meticulous on the approach on A. Leaves no corner unchecked. And that's the round done. ENCE pick it up. Really important Sergey check there, because if he didn't and NAF picked up a kill, there was about 7 seconds left in the round.
I'm surprised with that much time that NAF didn't just take a peek. He was waiting for the bomb to go down. Hear the plant sounds. All right, Spodek, 12-15. Another chance for ENCE, but this will be the strongest buy they've encountered in some time. Liquid can close it out right here. Do you want a third map, Katowice? Mixed feelings across the board. Molotov's out, banana control for Team Liquid. That deep smoke is gonna scare ENCE away for the moment. Great nades though, deep down to Alu. That all up on this T side, we've seen it before. It has not been effective in this half. Going back to it, perhaps a risk. Maybe he's discovered something he can exploit, but Sergey at least is gonna be forced away from his aggressive stance. Solo, and oh, he still gets it. An awkward fight for Stewie to select.
It's surprising with so many grenades being exchanged with the two teams that he actually goes for that peak. They had no control over Banana whatsoever. Sergey's low. I mean, the advantage is firmly in the hands of ENCE now.
Yeah, it really is. They don't have to apply any more pressure. They can just let this 4-on-5 be difficult. Some spam coming through. Nitro's standing his ground for the moment. He wants to find the equalizing kill, and he almost got it. Alexi is tagged to 37, but he's going to be happy with that result. Even with the loss of HP, he's at least forced Nitro deeper into the B bomb site. It'll make Liquid more nervous to keep 3 players at A the longer this round goes. You could see Naf cheating in spawn. He wants to be as close to the B bomb site while still defending A.
Yeah, they need to put the feelers out and get the early alarm bells ringing so the rotation can come into effect. But with smokes down, Nitro can't see anything. And now Naf has moved into a more stationary position. Gonna start to move back again. 20 seconds now. Nitro gonna get smoked out. The call's gonna come through. Elsewhere, Twist has done damage to X7, finishes him off. Nitro alive. A couple seconds longer than I anticipated. That's just enough time to take down Sergey. But a 3-on-3 retake with Alu perched up close. Will Naf check it? No, he doesn't. ENCE in prime position to pull us 1 round closer. And the Liege and Twist have a vast uphill climb against them. Would have to be a Herculean effort, and Liege has been found. Twist, all that remains, has got 1. About half the time left on the bomb. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have any life. And Liquid gonna have to save 2 more rounds.
They don't have 2 more rounds to save. They'll have to do a half buy here, and the next round will be the final chance to avoid overtime. Liquid just crumbling under the pressure that ENCE is applying. The crowd wants overtime. The crowd wants ENCE to have another chance to eliminate Team Liquid. A 15-8 lead has dwindled to 15-13. But aggression. Oh, this could catch ENCE off guard. Alu's looking for it. The most experienced player. That smoke is going to signify everything he needs to know. Oh, the barrage of nades. It does damage, but no kill.
No kill now. Liquid have to make a very quick rotation round just in case the B hit was incoming. Of course, we can see that ENCE. Yeah, just sat back. Gonna reserve it once more. They know the pressure's on Liquid at this stage. They're gonna have a lack of utility. They can't fend off the B hit forever if they decide to push this. Double nades, no one's home for Liquid though. That was behind the wall just to make sure that Stewie, who's been there quite a few times, isn't gonna strike from close range. Speaking of Stewie, he has the mag 7, bit of unnecessary damage to Sergey. He's down to 61. Can the Desert Eagle and Mag 7 hold the line for Liquid?
Naf just aiming too deep. Predicting an angle. Gets eliminated before he can take it. That's going to give ENCE cause to scratch their head and just take a breath. 30 seconds left in the round. They're going to stay in banana. They just want to check their flank. They have no presence on the other side of the map, so they don't want to go back into it. Stewie, a chance with the shotgun. He gets the first, but great trade from Sergey. So important he gets that. No chance for Nitro and Twist to go for the retake. You have to think that they're just going to save the armor. ENCE is going to be on 14. 6 in a row now for the Finnish side, and we go to round 30. We get the full map and a chance for more. Liquid, one more chance. You want to talk about ENCE catching Liquid completely off guard in this series. Such a huge favorite team. Liquid is the 2nd best team in the world. Favorites in a lot of people's minds to make it to the grand final. Some even saying win the entire event. You'd think that a team with that kind of a pedigree, with how good they've been for over a year, would be able to close this out in one of their 7 chances. This is the last one they have.
There we have it. The confirmation that we are heading to the final round of regulation. I don't think that they've just caught Liquid off guard. I think they've caught every single team off guard with this performance. This is going to send shivers down the spine. And in terms of the last buy, Liquid going to be able to get a bunch of weaponry at their disposal. Do they go for AWPs? I mean, you'd expect that they're going to go for at least one, maybe in the hands of Nitro.
They've wanted it in his hands, but it hasn't been super impactful, so they're not going to go that route. 5 AUGs being picked up. One last timeout. There's one remaining for Team Liquid, but one last timeout of regulation. You can see a Dren talking, passing on information that he's seen as Liquid select the defensive setup they have the most faith in. One more chance to bring us to a third map, or else in overtime you're fighting for your tournament life.
With the momentum well and truly stacked against you, and how the last bunch of rounds have gone, a plethora of terrorists look to engage up Banana. Gonna be greeted by Molotovs, nades, flashes, taking a lot of damage in the process, but we've seen this happen before, and still have found the entries.
But at least, unlike the previous buy they had just 2 rounds ago, a round ago, Stewie doesn't get picked off. So they can go into the mid-round of this Inferno, of this final round of the map, with a 5-on-5. But that early pressure that ends when they're able to get Car that quickly, smoke is forced out of the defenders early just to delay things. And it is going to be a hit towards this B bomb site. ENCE have found their weak point. With X7 pressuring A, he's had success there. They want a hit here. And Stewie, a chance.
Flash into Molotov, he's going to start to burn alive. Can't get anything with the Org, and although there's so much damage across the terrorists, they have the player advantage.
I think Stewie was distracted that Molotov was not put out as quickly as possible. Naf was all the way back in CT. Spawn, that needs to be a kill, and it is for Alu! A 5-on-3 now for ENCE, in overtime looking much more likely.
Can Naf dig deep into his pockets and pull out another miraculous clutch? Liquid desperately need it to take us to a third. There's the first. 2 players funneled into Dark. Outfly's gonna go for the repeat, does damage, goes back in for seconds and lands, but he's gonna have to pick up 2 more. In 2 separate angles, not gonna happen, and ENCE will come back into overtime.
You're gonna have to tip your cap to since then. Another opening kill for on their feet. They're loving this display, this performance from the underdogs. And after this, it's not going to be too much longer that you can consider them underdogs. This is one hell of a performance. They have looked Liquid, they've made Liquid look uncoordinated, like they're miscommunicating during a lot of these steps. And you have to say Elige really cooled off towards that 15-8 lead. I mean, he was up in the mid-20s of kills, and he's only been able to rattle off, what, 4 or 5 since then. Another opening kill for Alu, and the aggression doesn't pan out. Now Elige is stuck in no man's land. He gets away, but again, back foot. Elige gonna go for the peak. Ariel's waiting for it. He's so close. There's the flashbang. Ariel must have that kill, and he's got it. Another one for Alu. An attempted coordinated pinch towards mid, and Liquid is brushed aside.
Stewie could get caught. Alu's so close. Battle of the Orpers. Alu finds Stewie, and Twist cannot hold. ENCE take the lead. This would have to go down as a monumental upset if ENCE pull this off.
Well, Liquid 15-16, and this is a must-win round. Overtime rules, you start with 10,000, you get 3 rounds per half. If Liquid lose this, they have no mic world.
Liquid stunned. They have to try and wake themselves up here. The last 7 or 8 rounds must feel like a flash in the pan for Liquid. It just disappeared. Suddenly, from a 15-8 lead, they trail 16-15 in overtime.
I mean, all this talk about in-game leaders, and you're going to have to tip your cap to Alexi. A phenomenal T-side and Mirage rattle off 8 straight T rounds on Inferno to get us to overtime, and now leading in towards overtime with that first round picked up. He's got his team playing so well.
crowd trying to rally the troops of ENCE. Just shy of 40 seconds, solid flick from Nitro. It'll alleviate some of the pressure on A, which is building. A Legion, in the meanwhile, using the smoke in here. Footsteps finds one. This is where he struck so many times to the CT side, but Alu will find him. Downside is that ENCE are a player behind with 20 seconds to go. Are they moving a second player off B? No. Finally, they realize Nisa comes straight back. Spray through the smoke's not going to yield the frag, and the bomb will get planted.
Naf's playing timid. I'm surprised he didn't get aggressive and get control of construction. His teammates are flanking, but Alu's got a pretty deep angle with that AWP. He's going to have to manage his attention. Nitro, one flash, one HE grenade. Naf and Alu still stalemated until just now. He got bored of that. Twist has an angle, and Alu cannot react in time. It's just down to Alexi. 1 versus 2 for the map, and it's not going to happen. All tied up 16s, and Liquid avoid that disaster of running out of economy.
I have to remember that in regulation, Liquid put up a chunk of rounds. I believe it was 10 on their T side. So you have to think they're going to have quite a few things up their sleeves. Double Molotovs have been deployed at the top of Banana, one for either team. Banana completely on fire. No chance for either team to really take over from this. That grenade could do quite a bit of damage though. Oh, lands in the face of Alexi B. Here comes another one. It's a hail of grenades. It's delayed, but it's really chunked down ENCE.
This is dangerous though. Stewie's died a couple times at Banana early. That has really cost them rounds. This time it's Nitro. And with that boost, Sergey knows there's a second. Twist needs to have a big round. That's the bomb on the floor. Down to 2 HP, and he's going to back off, and they've got to be careful. Alu's going to peek out. There's the nade. ENCE opens up a bomb site, and Alu closes it back down. It's just Stewie with an op.
Waiting for Sergey to show his hands. What a shot onto Sergey, but it's got 3 more to find, plus a bomb to defuse. Does have a kit. Gonna go for this, of course, and it's the last round of the overtime. Hoping that ENCE push out a player. Protrude around the corner, taking a bit of damage from the Molotov is going to allow the T's to know where he is. And ENCE will lead after the first half of overtime, 17-16.
They certainly caught on to something they could exploit on this T side. It took a couple of rounds for them to find it, but they've done such a good job. 9 of the last 10 rounds played have gone to ENCE on the offense. Now remember, it's not over yet. Liquid rattled off 10 of their own rounds on offense. Not an easy thing to do.
You've been my team. I didn't know where that was going.
Listen, I imagine Natsu somewhere in this arena running up front to say yes. Here we go. Look at this risk from ENCE. 3 players, 4 players at the B bomb site to initiate, stopping any kind of a fast play. Alu's the only one for the moment defending A. That half of the map, there's no pressure applied anywhere from Liquid. They stay far back at the beginning. Alicia's gonna be stuck in front of the smoke. He's the only Liquid player with anything to do. There's the nade work, double nade down, and he's caught.
So good. They could see the Molotov kept him in logs. They knew he couldn't move. Excellent opening pick, and now that Alu is feeling it, he is going to be an absolute monster on this CT side. They're starting to get some inroads through on Pit, but it's all on Twists. What can he feasibly do? There's the first, but it's at the cost of half of his health.
Bomb's down at top mid as well. It's down in brackets. He's got to go back for it, but Alu, who's already got 2 kills, is waiting. And he's even got Alexi in the halls to just be a nuisance. This is going to be so difficult for Twists.
Can he hit the first? Oh, he's been caught from the side. Alu shot out, and Alexi B finishes off the rest. It's now Liquid's turn to sweat. 2 match points for ENCE.
This is unbelievable. Liquid just 1 round away from being eliminated in the quarterfinals here at the Spodek. ENCE has been so phenomenal in this game. You have to give all credit. This is not a matter of Liquid not performing on this map. They had 7 chances to close this out, and ENCE responded each and every time. Now in overtime, not playing like a team filled with guys who have never been here before. 18-16. ENCE about to knock the North American hopes and dreams out of this major.
Liquid hoping that someone can thaw out this very cold start to the overtime and finish strong. Everything points to ENCE getting over the finish line now. The momentum well and truly behind them. This is a very similar position to where Elige lost his life in the round prior. Stewie 2K is going to have to be careful. Maybe why they're putting the smoke down, just to allow him to force his orb up the top of Banana, but no one's peeking. ENCE playing this one passively. They've drawn out a lot of grenades from Liquid as well. Stewie has nothing left.
He's even got the AWP on the T side. Seen some good shots from him with it. You can see he wants to be aggressive with it. But a change of approach, at least for Stewie. The new addition. Perhaps getting a lesson in the Liquid curse here at this major. Here we go, taking mid. That smoke is going to shy him away, though. Twist does not want to commit without his teammates. 43 seconds on the clock. Liquid have gained nothing but banana control. Now they've given it up. This is a huge stack for ENCE. It all comes down to this.
35 seconds. Is this the end for Liquid in Katowice? Alu, 32 kills to his name's gonna add another one, and here's the crossfire. Alu with 2. This could be all she wrote for Liquid. 20 seconds left, and Alu chipped in for a 3rd and a 4th. ENCE have gone in. They pulled off the upset.
The better team today, and ENCE eliminates a tournament favorite right at the start of the playoffs. The number 2 seed, the number 2 ranked team in the world. And ENCE doesn't blink, ENCE doesn't care, and it's easy for them down the stretch. 7 rounds they had to come back in regulation. 7 in a row. And the Finns are moving on to the semifinals.
Unbelievable scenes. They're gonna face Na'Vi, and you wouldn't put it past them in that form to go one step further. Incredible result.